Good evening and welcome into Burlington Athletic Stadium. It's Wednesday night baseball here in Saukville. The Elizabethton River Riders visit for a two-game set, and it all starts right here at 7 o'clock. I'm Adam Hipsky, the voice of the Sock Puppets. We're happy to bring you along on this ride as Burlington looks to advance to 4-2 and move on after a split the last two nights down in Johnson City. We'll have to do it against the Elizabethton River Riders, who, for Elizabethton, has not had the start that they were looking for, but you can forget all about it because last night the River Riders put up 17 runs on 15 hits in an absolute thrashing of the Danville Otterbots. We'll set the field defensively for each side, starting on Burlington. On the mound, it'll be Gabe Magayan, and he'll be dealing all evening to Avery Smith, the rising freshman heading to Penn State. Left to right in the infield, Dom Krapinski, Jeter Poyeto, Dusty Vela, and at first base, DJ Merriweather, and right to left in the outfield, it's Zach Jackson making his Sock Puppets debut after wrapping up his spring season with the Duke Blue Devils. Roaming center is Chance Jennings, the center fielder from Winthrop, and in left, rounding out the starting nine defensively, is Bromley Thornton. On the other side, for the River Riders, on the mound, it is Blake Holzhauer, and he will deal to Lobliner. Left to right in the infield is Thompson, Owens, Barry, and Evans. In the outfield, Donahue, Carl, and Crossland. That is left to right. We'll start with the lineup for Elizabethton. It is Jordan Crossland, the right fielder from Maryland, the 6'3", 185-pound high school senior Josh Owens, who is a prime draft prospect for the MLB. He'll play shortstop. He's hitting .421 so far this summer. Eli Evans bats third and plays first base, the freshman from East Tennessee State. In the 5-hole, the center fielder Caden Carl, the junior from Kansas State. Batting sixth, the designated hitter from BYU, Tua Wolfgram, who has gotten out to a phenomenal start, hitting 7 of 14 for this River Riders crew. Batting sixth and doing the catching duties is Jaden Lobliner, the 5'10 junior from San Diego. Rounding out the lineup defensively is Jackson Berry, Luke Donahue, and Brady Thompson. Second base, left field, and third base for Elizabethton. The River Riders are managed by Jeremy Owens. Sock Puppets, for his fourth season, are managed by Anthony Essien. And we will take a step aside as we are just about 10 minutes away from first pitch here in Saukville. Burlington trying to get back in the win column and move to 4-2. Elizabethton trying to get back to 500. We'll be back. First pitch soon to come here in Saukville. back here inside Burlington Athletic Stadium, still about 5 or 6 minutes away from first pitch between the River Riders and the Sock Puppets. National anthem still to come, but right now Burlington's starting lineup being introduced. It starts with the righty swinging center fielder, Chance Jennings. Following him is Dom Krapinski. He'll play third base. Bromley Thornton bats third and will play left field. The 6'4", 210-pounder from Wilmington, North Carolina, batting cleanup and playing first base. The sophomore from Clarksville, Tennessee, that's DJ Merriweather, batting fifth. The rising freshman heading to Penn State, it's Preston Youcher. He'll do the designated hitting tonight. He has gotten off to a red-hot start in the Burlington Threads, 3 for 8 with 3 RBIs so far this season. He was 2 for 6 yesterday and drove 3 in. That was in a 16-6 dominating win at Johnson City. Batting sixth, playing second base, Dusty Vela, the junior from Chico, California. He's driven in 5 RBIs this season, and all 5 were last night. Batting seventh, Jeter Poyeto, the shortstop, who is dealing with a little bit of a right hand injury, but the sophomore from Miami, Florida, will play shortstop and bat seventh. In the left-handed batter's box from right field, Zach Jackson making his Burlington debut, and we're excited to see what he brings to the table. He'll bat eighth, and rounding out the lineup is Avery Smith. He'll play with Preston Youcher in the fall with Penn State, but right now the two team up in Burlington. We're just a few moments away. Stick with us. River Riders and Sock Puppets just around the corner right here. It's go time here in Burlington. River Riders coming in at 2-3. Sock Puppets at 3-2. Burlington trying to win its second in a row. Elizabethton trying to do the same, and they'll look to get out to a hot start against the right-hander from California, Gabe Magallano. 4-pitch mix, 4-seam fastball, changeup, slider, and curveball. He's made 1 appearance for Burlington so far this year. It was in a 9-7 loss back on June 6th. Gabe got the start, went 2 innings, gave up 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned, walked 1, and struck out 2. That was against Danville, a short leash for Gabe, who got plenty of run this past season. Through 23 innings, 24 hits, 15 runs. All 15 were earned, 12 walks, and 32 strikeouts. A returner for the Burlington Sock Puppets went 1-2 last year, sported a 5.87 ERA in 23 innings of work. Trying to get Burlington to a 4-2 record, and it'll start against righty-lefty-righty. The top of the order starts with the right fielder, Jordan Crossland, 6 foot, 180-pounder from Maryland, who takes a couple of practice swings outside of that batter's box. And we are set to go. Your home plate umpire tonight is Cade Williamson. On the bases, Nate Grant. Magayan set at the letters, staring into the sun. Out of the windup, he deals a first pitch. He goes fastball, and it misses just outside for ball one. We're underway, 7:01 first pitch. It is 85 degrees and sunny here in Saukville. Magayan deals and misses with a slider down and away, and Crossland works ahead in the count, 2-0. Crossland has been on fire to start 2025 for this River Riders team, hitting .533. He faces a 2-0 right now, and he taps it foul into the screen. Count goes to 2-1. 5 runs batted in, 4 doubles. He was 4 for 6 with 3 RBIs in yesterday's 17-1 win over the Danville Otterbots. The Otterbots, the only team in the Appy League with just 1 win. Here's the 2-1, and that one is fouled back once again, and after being behind 2-0, Magayan battles back and levels the count at 2 apiece. The base is clear, no score, top of the first. Elizabethton and Burlington. Magayan shakes off a couple of signs from the backstop, Avery Smith. The 2-2 is lined up the middle, and it is down for a base hit in front of the right fielder, Zach Jackson, who fields it on a couple of hops, fires it into the infield, and Jordan Crossland's hot start continues, a leadoff single in the top of the first for the River Riders. That brings in the lefty swinging shortstop, Josh Owens, who is a rising freshman committed to Georgia Southern, but all signs point towards this kid being drafted in July's MLB draft. Out of the stretch, Magayan goes home. He goes change up and misses high, counts 1-0. Father-son connection here on this River Riders crew. Jeremy Owens, the manager in his 5th season with Elizabethton. And his son, Josh, circling the bat over his left shoulder. The 1-0, swing and a miss. Magayan dialed up off speed, and the count works to a ball and a strike. Owens hitting .421 so far. Couple of doubles, couple of triples, and 6 runs batted in. Owens calls for time. A little bit of confusion down the line from third base coach Jeremy Owens, Josh's dad, and home plate umpire Cade Williamson. But everything's under control. Counts a ball and a strike with a runner on first and nobody out. Magayan from the right side of the rubber. Misses high with a fastball, and the count's 2-1. Owens was 4 for 4 yesterday, certainly swinging a hot bat for this River Riders team. Trying to move Crossland, who's on first. Runner on the move. Pitch is swung on and missed. The throw down, hops away from Poyeto. So Crossland has a stolen base, and there is a runner in scoring position for the River Riders, and still nobody out. Owens was a first-team All-State member this past season. From Jonesboro, Tennessee, the 2-2 just misses outside. Count runs full here to Owens. The 18-year-old getting some run here against some older competition. Magayan checks second and goes home, and the full count is fouled back into the netting. And the count remains 3 balls, 2 strikes. Crossland being held on over there at second by Poyeto, who continues to pace off the bag. A sizable lead there. Magayan offers. And he misses high, so a full count walk, and there are now 2 on and nobody out in the top of the first. No score between the River Riders and Sock Puppets. Elizabethton really struggled at the plate to start the season, but obviously a 17-1 win last night can change a lot of those numbers and certainly inflate in the statistical categories. 15 hits versus Danville's 3. They're third in the Appy League in batting average. They come in hitting at a .273 rate, third in the Appy League in on-base percentage, as a first pitch strike to the first baseman Eli Evans, and Maguillon works ahead in the count. Second in the league in slugging percentage, and a lot of that is because of Chris Donahue, who drilled a home run in last night's win. The 0-1 is fouled out of play down the right field line, and through 2 pitches, Evans is behind 0-2. The River Riders averaging just about 6 runs per game. It's good for 4th in the league. Burlington, 2nd in the league in runs per game. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Evans. Misses inside, and the count's now 1-2. Evans, a freshman from East Tennessee State, teammates with Sock Puppet Tate Jones, who threw yesterday for Burlington, so we won't see a battle between 2 East Tennessee State guys. Here's the 1-2, and that one is fouled back. Nobody out, 2 on. Still no score here in the top of the first. Maguillon trying to work around a leadoff single and a full count walk. Evans just 1 of 15 this season, struggling to put it together at the plate. Good command, though. He's walked 8 times. The 1-2 with 2 on. And that one is rolled foul, left side. Manager and third base coach Jeremy Owens tried to snag it on the Bayer hand. Evans, his 1 hit of the season did come last night. Drove a run in. The 1-2. Breaking ball just misses outside at the knees. Count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes to the 6-foot, 200-pound freshman. Standing tall in that right-handed batter's box, an open stance. Right on right the matchup. Maguillon out of the stretch. He deals. That one is lifted high in the air. Left side of the infield. Krapinski is in on it, and he makes the grab inside the pitcher's mound for out number 1. So, nice bounce back there from Maguillon, and there is 1 away and still 2 on for the River Riders. That brings up the cleanup man, Caden Carl, the center fielder from Kansas State, who just joined the team yesterday, and he made an impact quickly. He was 1 for 3, but that 1 hit was a 3-run shot that left the park. That was the first home run of the season for the River Riders. He looks at a first pitch changeup on the outer edge, and a called strike moves the count to 0-1. 2 on, 1 out. Top of the first, no score between Elizabethton and Burlington here in Game 1 of this 2-game set. We'll be back tomorrow night with Game 2. Runner on the move to third, and a late arriving takeoff for second, and it gets away from Vela. So no throw down, and Crosland takes third easily. It skipped in the dirt, so Smith had to pounce on it and rifle down to second, but Owens is in safely with a feet first slide, so a couple in scoring position for the River Riders. Threatening early here at Burlington Athletic Stadium. A sunny Wednesday evening, but that sun is starting to set. Here's the 1-1. Fastball misses outside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Carl, 6'2", 205 pounds. He was 2 for 19 this past spring with the Wildcats. The 2-1, cut on and missed. Nice off speed from Maguillon, and count evens, 2 balls, 2 strikes. First base is open. Crosland is on third. He singled. Owens is on second. He walked. From the right side of the rubber, Maguillon deals and misses outside. Count runs full here to Caden Carl. 2-0 Wolfgram is on deck. That is not someone you want to see at the dish right now. 7 of 14 so far this summer in the Appy League. The 3-2, wave and a miss. So a nice job there by Maguillon to dial up the off speed, and it gets Carl swinging, and there are 2 away in the top of the first, no score. Now an opportunity for Wolfgram, who has driven 3 runs in so far this summer. A couple of doubles, hitting .500. The 5'10", 185-pound freshman from BYU. He's got 2 in scoring position. It's Crosland at third and Owens on second. Plenty of speed on the base paths for the River Riders. The first pitch, a healthy cut, but he swings through it, and he's behind 0-1. Wolfgram was 1 for 4 with an RBI yesterday. It's hard to find a guy in this River Riders lineup that did not have an RBI yesterday. 17 runs on 15 hits against the Otterbots, who Burlington will see on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball, called strike, paints the outside edge. And Wolfgram is behind 0-2. Maguillon trying to work around a couple of leadoff base runners. Here's the 0-2 from the letters. He deals. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back punch-outs gets Maguillon out of the first frame. And 1 hit, no runs, no errors in the field for Burlington. 2 runners left on for the River Riders. We'll turn it to the home half of the first. Chance Jennings, Dom Krapinski, and Bromley Thornton due up on the other side. This is the home of Sock Puppets Baseball. Welcome back to Burlington Athletic Stadium. Adam Hipsky here for the bottom of the first between the River Riders and Sock Puppets. Top of the order due up for Burlington. It's Chance Jennings, Dom Krapinski, and Bromley Thornton. That's righty, lefty, righty. They'll face the tall right-handed pitcher, and that is Blake Holzhauser from Vero Beach, Florida. 6'2", 165 pounds, and he got plenty of work this spring. 45 2/3 with Escarine Junior College, a 6.5 ERA, 1.82 walks hits per inning pitched, a 2-2 records, 12 appearance, and 11 games started. He gets the nod for manager Jeremy Owens today, and it's right on right to open things here in the bottom of the first. A close stance out of the windup. First pitch misses outside, ball 1. Holzhauser 5-pitch mix, 4-seam fastball, sinker, slider, changeup, and splitter. Kind of came in this summer as a primarily sinker baller. And the 1-0 misses down and in. 2 balls, no strikes. But pitching coach Josh Lucas saw some potential in his splitter, and his coach is at Florida Tech, where he'll be heading to in the fall. Here's the 2-0. Called strike at the knees. 2 balls, 1 strike. And Josh Lucas wanted to see Holzhauser continue to develop that splitter, so expect a heavy dosage of that this evening. Here's the 2-1. Hit on the ground left side on a couple of bounces. Owens fields and goes to first. It's in time to retire Jennings. In comes Dom Krapinski, who is playing in just his 3rd game with Burlington, but he has been very, very solid both in the field and at the plate, which is why he's getting the nod in the second hole today for Anthony Essien. He's 3 for 7 with an RBI, and he was 2 for 4 yesterday in that win over Johnson City. Right on left, the matchup. First pitch. Called strike at the knees. No balls, 1 strike here to Krapinski. Holzhauser has pitched in 1 game so far this summer. It was back on June 6th in a 9-5 win over Tri-State. The 0-1. Misses outside. Ball and a strike here to Krapinski. Holzhauser got the 5th and 6th innings against the Colecats. Went 2 innings. Gave up just 1 hit, no runs. Did not surrender a free pass and struck out 3 batters. Here's the 1-1, and that one is popped up out of play. Left-hand side, and the count's 1-2. Krapinski, the junior from Miami, Ohio. Originally a Livonia, Michigan native. With 1 out, the base is clear, no score. The windup and the pitch. Misses in the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes now. Bromley Thornton is on deck with the offensive outing that Burlington had yesterday. Thornton was not one that was a part of it. 0 for 4. Right now, the 2-2 to Krapinski, and he hits on the ground right side and just foul. It was a scorcher off the bat, but a pace and a half to the right of that first base bag. Owens was quickly in pursuit, but the count still 2 balls, 2 strikes. The Burlington offense hitting 4th in batting average at .255, 5th in on-base percentage at .408, 7th in the league in slugging percentage as the 2-2 is grounded foul once again right side. And they are 2nd in the league in runs per game. That is in large part due to the 16-run outburst that they had last night in Johnson City. And that was maybe a little bit of frustrations that boiled over from night 1 against the Doughboys. Took a 5-0 lead into the 8th inning and was walked off in the bottom of the 9th. The 2-2 is rolled foul. So Krapinski staying alive in that left-handed batter's box, fouling off a few pitches and trying to find one that he likes. Holzhauer with his right foot placed in the middle and his left foot all the way across. He comes home and misses down, and it kicks away from Lobliner, but nothing to worry about as no runners on the base paths for Burlington. Still just the second hitter, but the count runs full here to the third baseman, Krapinski. Holzhauser turns and fires. That one's hit on the ground right side and through the hole for a base hit. Into right field, Crosland fields it, and Krapinski takes a turn around first, and he is aboard with a 1-out single in the bottom of the first. In steps Bromley Thornton, the 6'4", 210-pound sophomore from Wilmington, North Carolina, hitting 167 so far this summer. In his second year with the Sock Puppets, that one was blistering off the bat of Krapinski. 98 miles an hour on the exit velocity. First pitch to Thornton, he takes, and the right decision there, it's ball one. Thornton walked one and struck out once in that win last night at Johnson City. Kind of a utility man for Anthony Asian. Also a two-way player. And he takes again a back pick over to first, but Krapinski is in with a head-first dive. We did see Thornton pitch in that Johnson City series in a short relief stint. Went 2 innings and kept it clean to stabilize things for that Burlington pitching staff. Krapinski dancing off the bag at first. Now he goes. The pitch, a called strike, and the throw down is on target, but not in time. And with a head-first slide, Dom Krapinski swipes second. A little bit of speed there shown from the junior. Already his third stolen base in a Sock Puppets uniform. So now a runner in scoring position, and that was a place that Burlington did not thrive in the opening series against Bluefield, but certainly thrived yesterday at Johnson City as the 2-1 from Holzhauser is fouled back, and the count levels 2 balls, 2 strikes. Burlington recorded 10 hits yesterday with runners in scoring position. One right here could bring in the game's first score. DJ Merriweather on deck for Burlington, batting cleanup for the first time this season. Here's the 2-2. That one is line foul, right side into the netting. Thornton fends off 2-strike pitch. Burlington currently tied atop the Eastern Division. 3-team tie with Bluefield and Pulaski. The 2-2 pitch. That one is lifted right side, foul territory. Evans gives chase and runs out of room. It is into the bleachers, and Thornton fouls off back-to-back pitches, and the count's 2-2. No score, bottom of the first. River Riders had a leadoff single and followed it with a walk, but stranded those two in scoring position. Gabe Magion worked around a little bit of traffic, and Burlington now trying to open up the scoring here in the bottom of the first. Krapinski not being held on at second. Here's the 2-2 with one away, and that one is popped up left side. Owens and Thompson collide, and Owens makes the grab. Shoulders were touching there between the shortstop and third baseman, but it doesn't matter. They figure it out, and it is a pop-out for the second out of the inning. In comes DJ Merriweather, who has made teams pitch to him, and when teams do pitch to him, it's been a mistake. He's hitting .417, the 5'11", 220-pound sophomore. Rests the bat over his left shoulder, ready to take the first pitch here from Holzhauser, and he swings at it and fouls it back for strike one. Merriweather has walked 5 times. He did not record a hit yesterday, but he did drive a run in, courtesy of a sacrifice fly. Originally from Clarksville, Tennessee, just finished up his second year with Austin Peay. The 0-1 with a runner on second, and that one is flied into shallow right field. In on it is Crossland, and he makes a sliding grab. It originally looked like he had plenty of time, but a late jump, it doesn't matter. It's a fly out to the right fielder, and despite the one-out walk, it's stranded in scoring position after a stolen base. So 1 hit, no runs, no errors in the field, and 1 runner left on base in the bottom of the first. To the top of the second, it's 7-8-9 due to swing it for Elizabethton right here on the home of the Sock Puppets. Welcome back, Adam Hipsky here at Burlington Athletic Stadium. We've got the top of the second between the River Riders and the Sock Puppets. It's 6-7-8 due up for Elizabethton, starting with the righty swinging catcher, Jaden Lobliner. Following him is Jackson Berry and Luke Donahue. Gabe Magaillon drew the start. He's back out for his second inning of work. With the bases clear, he's back to the windup. He kicks and fires. Called strike one. Fastball at the knees. Lobliner has struggled so far this summer. 2 for 11 and 6 strikeouts. Didn't play last night in the 17-1 win. He faces the 0-1. Magaillon goes slider and it misses down and away. Still no score here in the top of the second. Burlington trying to get to 4-2. Elizabethton just trying to get back to 500. Here's the 0-1. That one is popped up right side. Foul territory. Merriweather's under it, and he makes the one-handed squeeze over his shoulder for out number 1. Now the freshman from East Tennessee State, Jackson Berry, who did not play last night as well. So manager Jeremy Owens choosing to stash a couple of guys that got a day off here in the back end of this lineup. First pitch is a swing and a miss. Magaillon goes off speed. Starting to stretch down the left field line is Ty Bradle for Burlington. He'd be making his second appearance this summer. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball in the dirt. Ball and a strike. Berry has also struggled so far this summer. 1 for 14 with 11 strikeouts. He was 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts in Game 1 a couple of days ago as he rolls one foul. Third base line. Krapinski was charging, but it continued to dribble towards that third base coaching box. One ball, 2 strikes. Here to Berry, who redshirted this past season with East Tennessee State. Did not play. The 1-2, fouled back into the screen. The Buccaneers made an NCAA tournament appearance for the first time since 2018. So gained some valuable experience there. Now trying to pick up some valuable experience and get some reps. Here's the 1-2. He stays alive, fouls it back into the netting. A little bit late on the four-seam fastball. Magaillon dancing around the high 80s here with that four-seamer. The 1-2 with the bases clear. One away in the top of the second. Out of the windup. That one is popped up right side, and that is perfectly placed in between Vela and Jackson in a one-out single. That was not hardly hit, but it doesn't matter because Berry is on first with one away. So Berry collects his second hit of 2025 and now turns to Luke Donahue, the rising freshman heading to Galveston Junior College, a Sydney, Australia native. Was 3 for 5 with a couple of RBIs yesterday. Stands tall in that right-handed batter's box. The first pitch out of the stretch from Magaillon. He shakes, now nods, and goes home. Misses inside. 1 ball, no strikes. Donahue playing left field today. Has rotated around the outfield for the River Riders. Trying to move Berry off of first. The 1-0 is fouled back. Got a piece of the four-seam fastball, and the count's 1-1. Maguillon faced a couple of base runners in the top of the first, allowed a single and a walk, but then retired 3 in a row to get out unscathed. Here's the 1-1. A deep breath. He goes home. Breaking ball called. Strike at the knees. A nice pitch from the right-hander. And Donahue behind 1-2. Maguillon went just 2 innings in his first start of the season as he deals the 1-2 and it's fouled back. Maguillon got plenty of run this spring, throwing over 40 innings. Here's the 1-2 from the left side of the rubber. Swing and a miss. Four-seam fastball at the letters, and Luke Donahue chased it out of the zone. And that is Maguillon's third punch out of the night. There's now 2 away in the bottom, or second rather, of the second. Top of the second. In comes the number 9 hitting Brady Thompson, who has struggled this summer. 2 for 16, 11 strikeouts. Teammate of Brady Thornton, who's out in left field right now. First pitch fastball misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes. Thompson from UNC Wilmington playing third base. Right on left the matchup, Maguillon deals. And a quick pick back to first. Merriweather applied the tag, but the throw a little high from Avery Smith. And Barry is back safely. First of a 2-game series here between Burlington and Elizabethton. Both teams back here tomorrow night at 7. Runner on the move. The pitch outside. A called strike, and the ball gets to second on a couple of hops, and Barry is in safely. So the second stolen base of the game allowed on Avery Smith. And there is a runner on scoring position with 2 outs. Thompson, 6'3", 175 pounds. Batting ninth, trying to turn the lineup card over to Jordan Crosland. The 2-1. Fastball called strike. Dots that outer half. Count levels at 2 apiece. Bradle up and throwing down that left field line. Now the 2-2 after the check on second. The pitch, breaking ball in the dirt. Smith recovers quickly. Count runs full here in the top of the second. Still no score between the River Riders and Sock Puppets. Both teams trying to go for back-to-back wins. Both teams picked up dominant victories as the 3-2 is bounced up the middle. Poyetto with a sliding stop. He recovers, makes the play to first. It's in time. A nice play across the second base bag from Jeter Poyetto. Snares it and gets up quickly. Fires to Merriweather. It's in time to retire the side. So the River Riders send 4 to the plate. 1 hit, no runs, no errors in the field, and 1 runner left on. It was Barry who singled and was left astray in scoring position. Zeros across the board for both the River Riders and the Sock Puppets. Burlington tries to change that in the home half of the second. 5-6-7, it's Youcher, Vela, and Poyetto to swing it on the other side. Welcome back. Bottom of the second, still no score between the River Riders and the Sock Puppets, but Burlington tries to change that, starting with the right-handed designated hitter, Preston Youcher, the 5'11", 210-pound rising freshman heading to Penn State from Verona, Wisconsin, playing in just his third game with Burlington. He digs in to face Blake Holzhauser, who's back out for his second inning of work out of the windup. First pitch fastball, Youcher swings and misses, and he's behind 0-1. Youcher has been stellar to start the summer for the Sock Puppets. 3 for 8, 3 RBIs. He was 2 for 6 yesterday, and the 0-1 half swing, and he gets a piece of it. And through 2 pitches, he's behind 0-2. Drove in 3 runs yesterday with a triple in that 10-run victory over Johnson City. Something that you can't complain much about. 15 hits, 0 errors for Burlington in that double-digit win. The 0-2 slider rides away, and it's ball 1. A rare slider there from Blake Holzhauser, who's gone primarily fastball and splitter. Here's the 1-2. Fastball misses outside at the knees. Youcher works himself back into the count. It's 2 balls, 2 strikes with the bases clear and nobody out. Still no score, bottom of the second. Defense playing him straight up. The 2-2 is lofted into deep left field. A few steps in front of the track is Donahue. He comes in and to his left and makes the grab for the first out of the inning. Here's Dusty Vela, who didn't have the start to the summer that he would have liked, but certainly swinging a much hotter bat as of late. He was 3 for 6 with 5 RBIs yesterday. A versatile infielder for the Sock Puppets. Has played all around the place. Third base, second base, shortstop, and first base. He digs in the left-handed batter's box, one of just 3 lefties in this lineup. First pitch called strike, locates that outside corner. 5'10", 170-pound junior from Chico, California. Just finished up his 3rd year of college ball at Winthrop, into the transfer portal now. The 0-1. He loads up, doesn't swing, but it doesn't matter. It's a called strike. This one on the inner edge. And through 2 pitches, Vela behind 0-2. Hitting 190 so far this summer, but once again, after hitting 3 for 6, that recent success, Vela looking to put the start of the summer behind him. Here's the 0-2. Slider misses away. A ball and 2 strikes. Vela batting 6th. The 1-2, fouled out of play. Nice job from Vela to stay alive. One of the more veteran presences on this Sock Puppets team. Vela and manager Anthony Essian's relationship goes way back. Vela started his college career at Reedley College, where Anthony Essian is the pitching coach, and the 1-2 is fouled back into the screen. Count remains a ball and 2 strikes to the lefty second baseman. Burlington trying to remain in first place of the East. Coming into this one at 3-2, tied with the River Turtles and the Ridge Runners. The 1-2. Called strike 3 on the inner third. Vela looks at the four-seam fastball, and he goes down looking for the second out of the inning. In steps Jeter Poyeto, who made a fantastic play in the field defensively to end the second inning and strand a runner in scoring position. If it would have gotten by Poyeto, it likely would have leaked into the outfield and scorned Jackson Berry. But here's the first pitch for The righty swinging shortstop, and he waves and misses. That's a splitter towards the top of the zone. And the count's 0-1. Puedo dealing with a right hand injury, but with a couple of other guys banged up on the Sock Puppets team, he's toughing it out and playing there, but he swings through the 0-1 fastball, and he's behind 0-2. He did not play last night, but with Caden Combs and Wade Shelley both unavailable on that infield, he's getting the nod at shortstop. The 0-2 misses outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Jeter Puedo from Miami, Florida. Just finished up the season with Bethune-Cookman, who also made the NCAA tournament, went to the Tallahassee Regional. Here's the 1-2 with the bases clear. He pops that one right side, hooking foul and out of play. Bottom of the second, still no score between Burlington and Elizabethton. Puedo trying to start a 2-out rally. Blake Holzhauser, who got the start, still out there. The lanky right-handed pitcher, he kicks and deals. And that one's hit on the ground on a couple of hops to the left side. The shortstop, Owen, smothers it, goes to first. It's in time. 3 up, 3 down. No hits, no runs, no errors in the field. Nobody left on base for the Sock Puppets. We're through 2 and still no score here at Burlington Athletic Stadium. Back to the top of the order for the River Riders. Crossland, Owen, and Evans due up on the other side. This is the home of Sock Puppets baseball. We're back for the top of the third. Still no score between the River Riders and Sock Puppets. And it's back to the top of the order for Elizabethton. It's Jordan Crossland who singled and swiped a couple of bases to lead things off in the top of the first. He faces Gabe Magallon for the second time today. Out of the windup, the righty Magallon deals. And he looks at a first pitch fastball. It's inside for ball 1. Crossland hitting .563 this summer for the River Riders. The 1-0. Changeup called strike right down the middle. Crossland wanted to see one from Magallon, and he does just that. He's making his second start. Went 2 innings in his opening appearance as he misses on the 1-1. Goes slider, and Smith is there to block it as it reached the dirt. So Magallon already making his longest outing of the summer. Here's the pitch. Misses in at the letters. Top of the third. Base is clear. River Riders trying to get on the board with their leadoff man, Jordan Crossland, who looks at a pitch and it misses downstairs. So a walk awarded there to the right fielder, and he has reached base both times he's stepped to the dish. Now that brings up Josh Owens, and these were the two that certainly got things started on the right note for the River Riders, but they were stranded at second and third. Owens walked. The lefty swinging shortstop. He takes a hack at the first pitch and fouls it off the mask of Smith. No balls, one strike with a runner on first. Merriweather doing the duties of holding on Crosland, and a quick pick over across his body. Crosland's in safely. Bradle starting to throw a little bit harder down the left field line. Certainly expect him to be the first one out of the pen for Burlington today. Here's the 0-1 out of the stretch. Fastball misses outside at the knees. A ball and a strike here to the rising freshman heading to Georgia Southern. One of just two lefties in this Elizabethton lineup. A quick check over on first. Merriweather doesn't lay down the tag. Crosland's in with a head-first dive. Owens, 2 doubles and 2 triples, 6 RBIs so far this season. Here's the 1-1. Foul tipped into the mitt of Smith, and Owens behind 1-2. The shortstop was 4 for 4 yesterday. Feeling plenty of confidence there in that left side. And time called from Owens. One ball, 2 strikes. Crosland shuffles off the bag at first. Maguillon takes a peek over his shoulder, set at the letters, nods, and delivers. Swing and a miss. Josh Owens goes down on strikes, and that is the 4th K of the evening for Gabe Maguillon, and all 4 have been swinging. In comes Eli Evans, who popped out to the third baseman his first time up. Hitting 1 for 16 so far this summer. The 6-foot, 200-pound freshman from East Tennessee State. Out of the stretch, the pitch. Breaking ball on that bottom rail, called strike, 0-1. Evans was 3 for 20 in his freshman campaign, a home run, 5 RBIs, started 4 games for the Buccaneers. The 0-1 and another check over on first, and Crosland's in safely. This is a River Riders team that is not afraid to run, and you saw that. Crosland stole second and then swiped third on the ensuing batter. Here's the 0-1. Slider misses in the left-handed batter's box. It started in the zone and continued to tail away from the righty swinging first baseman Eli Evans, and the count now, a ball and a strike. Middle infield and double play depth, looking to turn 2 and get out of this 3rd inning. Still no score between Burlington and Elizabethton. The pitch. Changeup misses inside. Caden Carl on deck. He struck out swinging his first time up. But right now, the 2-1 out of the stretch. Hit on the ground, right side, and through for a base hit. Jackson's there, quickly fires in, and Crosland safe at second. So a 1-out single from Eli Evans. His second base knock of 2025 moves Crosland into scoring position. Two on, 1 out. In steps Caden Carl, who is certainly fond of having 2 base runners on. Had a 3-run home run yesterday. The center fielder from Kansas State. Maguillon checks second, goes home. Swing and a miss. Maguillon sent Carl down A swinging strikeout his first time up. The junior making just his second appearance with the River Riders. Made his debut yesterday. It was a loud one. 3-run shot, and Maguillon steps off the rubber. He retoes the slab, hunches over. Glove below the belt, now comes set at the letters. Takes a long look at second. Takes a deep breath. Runner on the move. The throw to third. Smith's throw is high, and Crossland is in safely to third. The pitch was upstairs, and that is the third stolen base of the day for Jordan Crossland, who is wreaking absolute havoc on the base paths. But familiar territory here for Gabe Maguillon. Crossland was at third in the top of the first inning, and he maneuvered around it with back-to-back punch-outs. Trying to do something similar here. The pitch is a slider, misses away, bounces away from Smith, but he retrieves it quickly, and the count's now 1-2. Carl struck out on the fastball his first time up. Here's the 1-2. He goes fastball, and it's a called strike 3. Carl goes down on the four-seamer swinging his first time up, and he goes down on the four-seam fastball looking his second time up. There's 2 away in the top of the third with 2 on and two outs. In steps the designated hitter, Tua Wolfgram, who struck out swinging his first time up. He had 2 in scoring position. Now he's got 2 on, but the runners are on the corners. No score, top of the third. Evans is on first. He singled. Crossland is on third. He walked. First pitch, breaking ball misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes. No action in the River Riders bullpen. Certainly expecting Blake Holzhauser to come back out. The 1-0. Fastball just misses that outer edge. 2 balls, no strikes. Here to Wolfgram, who is 7 for 15 so far this summer. Primarily was used as a pinch hitter and pitch runner with BYU this season. And he swings at the 2-0, lines it left side, and Bromley Thornton makes the play, heading towards left center field. A nice play from the left fielder to retire the side. So 1 hit, no runs, no errors in the field, and once again, 2 runners left on base for the River Runners. Elizabethton threatens, but Maguillon quiets the threat to the home half of the third. 9-1-2, and we get to see Zach Jackson swing it for the first time with Burlington. This is the home of Sock Puppets Baseball. No score, bottom of the third between the Sock Puppets and River Riders. 8-9-1 due up, and it starts with the right fielder Zach Jackson making his Sock Puppets debut, and he'll swing it for the first time this summer. Just finished up his spring season with Duke, made the Super Regionals, bowed out in a Game 3 to Murray State. He faces Blake Holzhauser, who out of the windup deals a first pitch fastball and misses outside, ball one. Jackson 6'1", 170-pounder from Smyrna, Georgia. Primarily used as a pinch runner for the Blue Devils. So the 1-0 comes in and dots the outside corner. A ball and a strike. Jackson, a two-sport athlete, played football with Duke as well as baseball. The 1-1 out of the windup. Just misses inside. Low blinder thought he had the frame to bring it inside that inner rail, but Cade Williamson says just a little too inside for my liking. The count 2-1 with the bases clear. Still no score out of the windup. Jackson takes a swing and a miss. Count levels 2 balls, 2 strikes. Avery Smith is on deck. He was 1 for 3 with an RBI double yesterday. Holzhauser kicks and fires. It's a cold strike 3. Nice pitch there. Jackson looks at it and goes down looking to start the bottom of the third. The River Riders come into this one sporting a 4.28 team ERA. That's good for third in the league. Certainly having their way with the Burlington lineup so far. Just one hit, that was Dom Krapinski. And now the first pitch to the number 9 hitting catcher, Avery Smith, is fouled back. No balls, 1 strike. Still no activity down the line for the River Riders. As the 0-1 locates that inside corner, the call is a strike. No balls and 2 strikes now to Smith. The rising freshman heading to Penn State from East Greenville, Pennsylvania. And he calls time outside of that right-handed batter's box to reset. Gabe Magillon's day is almost certainly done with the way that he has kind of started to lounge in that dugout. And Ty Bradle continuing to loosen up as the 0-2 comes home. Misses downstairs, and Smith stays alive for another pitch. Counts 1-2. Smith facing a 5-pitch mix, which is certainly something a little bit new for a guy that just finished his senior season of high school, as the 1-2 comes in. A splitter misses outside. Couple of nice takes there from Smith, and he works back squared in the count at 2-2. Out of the windup, the 2-2. Roll to the left side. A charging Owens tries to make the barehanded play. He can't, and it slips through his fingertips, and Smith beats it out. So with 1 out, a man aboard. We'll call that one an error on Owens. On a couple of hops, Smith still with the speed to beat it out regardless. And now Chance Jennings, the sophomore from Winthrop, hitting 200 so far this summer. He grounded out to the shortstop his first time up. Trying to break the seal and open this game scoring. With a runner on first, a quick check on that runner. Smith is back safely. Being coached up over there by that first base coach, Torrey Pettiford. Assisting him across the way, third base coach Rob Selna. Still the first pitch forthcoming to the center fielder, Jennings. Now it's on its way, and it misses inside. River Riders have 3 hits, but no runs to show for it. 1 error in the field. Burlington, no runs, just 1 hit. It was Dom Krapinski's, and no errors in the field. The 1-0 rides way inside, and Jennings holds, and it's ball 2. Lobliner asked for time to take a visit to the hill to try and talk things over with Blake Holzhauser, who missed badly on his first 2 pitches of this at-bat. Bottom of the third, still no score. Both teams coming off splits in their prior series. Burlington went 1-1 at Johnson City, and Elizabethton went 1-1 against Danville. That was the Otterbots' lone win of the season, but they certainly responded well with a 17-1 victory last night, riding a lot of momentum here into Burlington as the 2-0 is lifted right side, curling foul, and just out of play. A nice swing by Jennings, putting it in play and poking it down that right field line, but couldn't land in fair ground, and the count now 2-1. Smith back to first, being held on by Evans. Holzhauser receives a couple of signs that he shakes off from his backstop. Lobliner. Out of the stretch, the 2-1 is popped up out of play over our heads. We're behind home plate, slanted down the third baseline here at Burlington Athletic Stadium. A beautiful night. First pitch, it was 85 degrees and sunny. Certainly cooled off a little bit, down to 79 degrees here in North Carolina. Johnson is the pitch. Quick toss over to first. Smith is in safely. Elizabethton making the 3-hour trek here to Burlington. Back here for a 2-game set. These two will only play twice more this season. It will be on the road July 17th and 18th. As here's the 2-2 out of the stretch. Jennings lashes out and drives it into left field. It's down for a base hit. Smith takes a peek at third, but he's back to second. So a 1-out single by Chance Jennings has 2 aboard and 1 in scoring position in the bottom of the third. Just the second base hit of the game for Burlington, but starting to get the bats going a little bit. It took a while for Burlington to have those bats get going yesterday, and despite putting up 16 runs, the Sock Puppets were held scoreless through the first half of that game. They first struck in the 4th inning, but tallied 16 between the 4th and the 9th. 2 on, 1 out. First pitch here to Dom Krapinski, and he looks at a called strike just on that outside corner. A couple fans not happy with the call. Right now, 0-1. Smith off the bag at second. Jennings off the bag at first, not being held on. The 0-1 out of the stretch. That one outside. Holzhauser tried to dial up a similar location as he just got the call on the pitch prior, but that one 2 outside for Cade Williamson's liking, and they count now a ball and a strike. Smith on second, he reached on an error. Jennings on first, he singled as the 1-1 comes in, and it's a strike. A ball and 2 strikes to Krapinski, who singled and stole a bag in the first. Still no score, bottom of the third. Both teams looking to pick up back-to-back wins for the first time this season. Here's the 1-2. Krapinski belts it to the first baseman. It's snagged by Evans, who takes it to the bag himself, as Jennings was a little too far off, and that is a double play. So 1 hit, no runs, 1 error in the field. That was on Owens, and 1 runner left on base. That was Smith. We're through 3, still no score to the top of the 4th. It is Lobliner, Berry, and Donahue due up for the River Riders. Through three, still no score at Burlington Athletic Stadium, but we've got a change on the mound for Burlington. Gabe Magallon's day is done, and in comes the right-hander from Florida Southern, Ty Bradle, making his second appearance in a Sock Puppets uniform. It was a quick outing in game number 2. Went just a third of an inning. Gave up 1 hit, no runs, no walks, and no strikeouts. He's set to deal to Jaden Lobliner, the righty swinging catcher from San Diego. Bradle is set to see a trio of righties. Set at the belt. Takes a deep breath. Out of the windup. Goes home. First pitch fastball. Misses downstairs. The count's 1-0. Base is clear. Top of the 4th. The 1-0 count, and the pitch is lined up the middle. Down for a base hit. Leadoff man aboard. That's Lobliner, who's now 1 for 2 today. And the second time this evening that Elizabethton has had their leadoff man aboard. In steps Jackson Berry, who singled his first time up, the freshman from East Tennessee State. As he squares to bunt, and the pitch misses downstairs and kicks away from Smith, and Lobliner takes second easily. So a little bit of trouble here in the top of the 4th. Bradle looks to work around it. Berry 2 for 15, 11 strikeouts this season. Right on right the matchup with a runner on second not being held on by either middle infielder. Bradle takes a peek, now goes home. Fastball finds the bottom rail and the count's 1-1. Berry redshirted his freshman season with the Buccaneers, rocking the bat over his right shoulder. The 1-1. Another fastball. This one misses inside. Similar spot, but it's a little bit further down beneath the zone, and the count's 2-1. Off the bag at second is Lobliner. He walked and advanced on a passed ball. The 2-1 out of the stretch. Fouled back. Berry was late on the fastball, and the count levels 2 balls, 2 strikes. Berry digs back in, taps the plate a couple of times. Bradle shakes off a couple of pitches from Smith, now nods. And delivers home. Swing and a miss. Bradle gets his first strikeout of 2025. And there is one away in the top of the 4th. In steps Luke Donahue, the high school senior from Australia, committed to play at Galveston Junior College. He struck out swinging his first time up. He digs in with an open stance on the right-handed batter's box. First pitch out of the stretch from Bradle. Called strike, fastball, dots that outside corner. The count now 0-1. Right on right the matchup. Defense still playing him straight up. The pitch. Swing and a miss. Nice breaking ball from Bradle, and he works himself ahead quickly. No balls, 2 strikes. Donahue was 3 for 5 with a couple of RBIs in the win yesterday. Has a chance to drive one in here. Still no score, top of the 4th, 1 out. Bradle composes himself on the mound and deals. Half swing, did he go around? No, he didn't. Donahue holds up, and the count's 1-2. For the first time today, an arm loosening in the pen. It's Henry Slaby for the River Riders. But right now, the righty Bradle trying to work out of a runner in scoring position. The 1-2, he goes fastball, just misses outside. Count square, 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 away. Bradle tucks that ball behind his right hip, towing the left side of the slab. Comes out just above the belt. The 2-2 offering is fouled out of the glove of Smith. Out of the batter's box, Donahue collects himself, receives a couple of signs down the line from Jeremy Owens in his 5th season as the manager of the River Riders. Bradle with the 2-2 with one away. Fastball just inside. And the count runs full now to the left fielder. Lobliner is on second. He singled and advanced on a passed ball. Now being held on by Vela or Poyeto. The payoff pitch from Bradle. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back punch-outs from the righty from Florida Southern. And there is 2 away in the top of the 4th. A couple of nice bounce-back pitches from Bradle. After a leadoff single, he has responded about as well as you can. And a chance to retire the side with the number 9 hitting third baseman Brady Thompson stepping in that left-handed batter's box. First lefty that Bradle has seen, and he deals a first pitch strike just above the bottom rail, and the count's 0-1. Thompson grounded out to the shortstop his first time up. Deep breath in the 0-1. Goes breaking ball and dots that outside corner, a called strike. 0-2 now to Thompson. The freshman from UNC Wilmington did not play yesterday, but he was 0 for 4 with 3 strikeouts a couple of nights ago against Danville. Bradle comes set, Bradle deals. That one is hit up the middle off the glove of Bradle. Poyeto bare hands goes to first, and it's on a couple of hops, and he beats it out. So Thompson is into first safely. Not a hard hit ball, but just took a weird hop. Bradle slowed it down off of the pitcher's mound, and then Poyeto had to charge, and he is in safely. So runners on the corners. Lineup card turns over. It's Jordan Crosland now for the River Riders. That one goes down as a single, according to our official scores. Thompson shuffles off the bag. He's being held on by Merriweather. The first pitch to Crosland is a breaking ball that he looks at, and it just rolls away from Smith, and Thompson takes second easily there. Heads up base running by the third baseman, and now a couple in scoring position. Maguillon had a similar situation in the first, and he responded with a strikeout to Tua Wolfgrant. Bradle trying to do the same now to Jordan Crosland. The first pitch, swing and a miss. Count now a ball and a strike to the sophomore from Maryland, who was 4 for 6 with 3 RBIs yesterday. He's 1 for 1 with a single and a walk here today. Stepping to the dish for the second time in as many innings. Here's the 1-1. Popped up right side, and curling foul. It's out of play. Bradle ahead in the count, 1-2. So a couple of singles, bookend a couple of strikeouts, and that's where we stand right now with no score in the top of the 4th. Bradle trying to leave a pair stranded. Here's the 1-2. He delivers. Hit on the ground left side. A roller to Poyeto. He fields, goes to first. It's in time. So a couple of strikeouts and a couple of singles. No damage done in the top of the 4th. Bradle, first one out of the pen. He gets out unscathed. 2 hits, no runs, no errors in the field, and 2 runners left on for the River Riders. To the bottom of the 4th we go. 3-4-5. It's the heart of the order. Thornton, Merriweather, and Youcher to take hacks on the other side. This is the home of Sock Puppets Baseball. Welcome back to the bottom of the fourth. Still no score between the River Riders and the Sock Puppets. Adam Hipsky here on the call for game one of this two-game set. We'll get you Blake Holzhauser's final line in just a moment, but right now we've got to introduce the first call out of the pen, and it is the right-hander Henry Slaby, the 6'3", 225-pound freshman from Eastern Michigan. He made 10 appearances with the Eagles this past season, 7 innings, 10 hits, 12 runs, only 10 of which were earned, 7 walks and 8 strikeouts, 2 extra base hits, 1 double, and 1 home run. He allowed an opposing batting average of .333. He's set to deal to the heart of this Burlington Sock Puppets order. It's 3-4-5, starting with the righty swinging left fielder, Bromley Thornton, who takes a couple of practice cuts outside of that right-handed batter's box and digs in to see the first pitches from Slaby. Defense playing him straight up. Thornton popped out to the shortstop in the first inning. Out of the windup, the pitch, first pitch fastball, and it's a called strike. So Holzhauser's day is done. He gets the start and goes 3 innings. Still has not allowed a run this season. 2 hits, no walks, and 2 strikeouts. The 0-1. Thornton hit on the ground right side, past a diving second baseman and into right field. And a leadoff single for Bromley Thornton. And the Sock Puppets bats are back in business here in the bottom of the fourth. Still no score. Slaby, a 4-pitch mix, a 4-seam fastball that touches 93, and a couple of secondary pitches, slider, curveball, and changeup. Slider and curveball in the high 70s, and a changeup that bounces around in the mid-80s. In steps the cleanup man, DJ Merriweather, who flew out to the right fielder his first time up, trying to move Thornton around the base paths, who takes a few paces off the bag at first. Merriweather swings at the first pitch on a couple of hops. It's off the glove of Barry and into right field. First to third, Thornton. The throw comes into the shortstop, Owens. And with nobody out, there is runners on the corners after back-to-back base knocks by Thornton and Merriweather. And the Sock Puppets are threatening in the home half of the fourth. About as good of a start you can ask for Burlington here in the bottom of the fourth. And in steps Preston Youcher, who is familiar with driving a few in. Has 3 RBIs this season, and all 3 were yesterday. And playing in just his 3rd game as a Sock Puppet. Collected 2 hits in last night's win over Johnson City. Merriweather being held on by Evans at first. Slaby, after giving up a couple of base hits, he deals a first pitch fastball, and it misses low for ball 1. Youcher flew out to the left fielder his first time up. Trying to get Burlington on the board for the first time this evening. Slaby peeks over his left shoulder, comes set at the letters, out of the stretch. Deals a fastball, and it's in there for a called strike. One and one the count, nobody out. Thornton off the bag at third. He singled Merriweather across the way at first. He also singled. The 1-1 pitch. Slider breaks away. Merriweather on the move to second, and a pump fake from Lobliner. He tried to catch Thornton off the bag at third, but with nobody out, there's 2 in scoring position, and Youcher is ahead in the count, 2-1. That'll go down as a defensive indifference. Slaby making his 2nd appearance this summer. He's gone 1 1/3. Has given up 3 earned runs. But right now, the 2-1 to Youcher, who collects himself inside that right-handed batter's box. Rocks it over his right shoulder. With 2 in scoring position, Slaby deals. Youcher swings at a fastball and lifts it out of play. Curling foul. The count 2-2 to the rising freshman heading to Penn State from Verona, Wisconsin. doing the designated hitting tonight. Still trying to find his footing here with Burlington. First game in front of the Saukville crowd. Nice attendance on hand here tonight. The 2-2. Breaking ball called, strike 3. He went slider and the outer wasn't ready for it, and the first out of the inning is recorded via the backwards K, and that brings up Dusty Vela, who was retired his first time tonight, also courtesy of the strikeout looking. Vela drove in 5 runs last night. He's got a chance to drive in a couple with 2 in scoring position and break this game seal. Still no score. Bottom of the 4th. First of a 2-game set here under the lights in Burlington. The first pitch, Vela swings and lifts it left side. On the move is Donahue, and he makes the grab a foot to the right of the foul line, and Thornton comes in to score. Merriweather's over to third, and an RBI sacrifice fly by Dusty Vela, who picks up right where he left off yesterday. He drove 5 in a night ago, and he drives 1 in here in the bottom of the 4th, and it gives the Sock Puppets a 1-0 lead. Merriweather also took third on the play. So nice job attacking on the base paths for the Sock Puppets. So 2 outs now for Jeter Poyeto. And DJ Merriweather is the lone base runner on third. The first pitch he takes, and it's a breaking ball that bounces off the chest of Lobliner. And Poyeto looks down the line and throws a stop sign to his base runner, DJ Merriweather. Zach Jackson is on deck for Burlington. He is 0 for 1 with the strikeout today. Poyeto trying to pad this Burlington lead. It's 1-0 in the bottom of the 4th. Out of the windup. Poyeto swings at a fastball and lines it out of play. Count 0-1. Runner on third, it's Merriweather. He singled. The pitch. Called strike. 1-2 now. After a first pitch ball, Slaby has worked himself back into the count. One nothing, bottom of the 4th. The pitch. Fastball misses high. The appeal down to the base umpire, Nate Grant. He swings his arm out, saying safe. And the count now levels 2 balls, 2 strikes to the shortstop, Poyeto. Trying to bring in a second run this inning. The first courtesy of a sacrifice fly off the bat of Dusty Vela. The 2-2 to number 2 with 2 away. And it's a changeup that misses inside, and the count runs full. Right on right the matchup. Slaby in his first inning out of the pen, relieving Blake Holshauser. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. So after back-to-back base knocks to start things in the 4th, Burlington gets just 1 run. So 2 hits, 1 run, no errors in the field for the River Riders, and 1 runner left on for the Sock Puppets. We're through 4 in Burlington Athletic Stadium, but the Sock Puppets take the field defensively for the first time with the advantage. 2-3-4, due up on the other side. For the first time this evening, the Burlington Sock Puppets take the field with a lead. It's a 1-0 advantage. Into the top of the fifth we go. 2-3-4 due up for the River Riders, who for the first time step to the plate with a deficit. And it starts with the lefty swinging shortstop, Josh Owens. And a first pitch fastball is fouled out of play. And the count now 0-1. Owens is 0 for 1, walked in the first, struck out in the third. Stepping to the plate for the first time with the bases clear. Here's the 0-1. Hit on the ground right side. Ricochets off the foot of Bradle to the second baseman Vela, who collects himself and rifles to first. It's in time for the leadoff man to be retired. So a little bit of chaos there off the bat from Owens, but nonetheless, 1 up, 1 down to start things in the top of the fifth. Burlington with a 1-0 lead. And the number 3 hitting first baseman Eli Evans, who is 1 for 2. Bradle out for his second inning of work out of the pen. Pitch. Fastball misses in at the knees. 1-0 the count. Evans popped out to the third baseman in the first inning and singled his last time up in the third. Circling the bat over his right shoulder. A close stance in the batter's box. And the 1-0 misses inside again, and through 2 pitches, the count's 2-0. Caden Carl is on deck. He struck out both times. The 2-0 is hit on the ground left side. The third baseman Krapinski fields and goes to first with plenty of time, and it is in time to retire the second batter of the inning. 2 up, 2 down for Ty Bradle. And in steps the cleanup man, Caden Carl, who has 2 strikeouts, 1 swinging and 1 looking. Now stands tall in the right-handed batter's box, trying to put one in play for the first time today. And he looks at a first pitch breaking ball in the dirt for ball 1. Carl, the junior from Kansas State, 1 home run this season. It was in his debut yesterday as the onslaught from the River Riders in a 17-1 win over Danville. As the 1-0 misses inside, 2 balls, no strikes now. Take a look across the league and get you up to date with some of those scores. It's the 2-0. Is a fastball called strike down the middle. River Turtles lead the Otterbots 9-0. Danville, the lone team in the league with just 1 win. They have a 9-run deficit in the top of the 6th as the 2-1 comes in from Bradle. And that one is skied to left into the lights. Poeto points to the ball, and Thornton, the left fielder, has it for the 3rd out of the inning. A clean frame for Ty Bradle. No hits, no runs, no errors in the field, nobody left on base. To the bottom of the 5th we go. 8-9-1 to swing it for the Sock Puppets. This is the home of Burlington baseball. Welcome back to the bottom of the fifth. Burlington with a 1-0 lead, and looking to extend that advantage is the 8-9-1 hitter, starting with the lefty swinging right fielder, Zach Jackson, who's 0 for 1 with the strikeout, making his Sock Puppets debut. Takes a deep breath outside of the batter's box, steps in, taps the plate a couple of times. He's set to go. First pitch from Henry Slaby is a fastball that misses up and away, ball 1. Slaby returns for a second inning of work. It wasn't an optimal first inning. 1 inning, 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned. 2 strikeouts, though, was the silver lining in that, as he deals a strike on the outer edge. Count levels 1-1. Out of the windup, Jackson pops that one left side, giving chase the third baseman Thompson. He runs out of real estate, and the count's 1-2. Jackson, the 6'1 freshman from Duke, trying to get on base for the first time this season. Out of the windup, the pitch, called strike 3. A fastball locates that outside corner, and back-to-back backwards Ks for Zach Jackson in his Burlington debut. There is 1 away in the bottom of the 5th, and now Avery Smith, who reached on an error his first time up, is ready to take hacks from the right side. The leadoff man, Chance Jennings, is on deck. He's 1 for 2. Hoping to get on, as first pitch to Smith is a breaking ball at his feet, ball 1. It was a scoreless first 3 frames, but Burlington finally broke through with a sacrifice fly in the bottom of the 4th off the bat of Dusty Vela. It scored Bromley Thornton, as the 1-0 is a called strike to Smith. Now the 1-1 and another called strike. Smith in search of his pitch. Now takes a few steps outside of that right-handed batter's box, trying to regroup. The 1-2, Slaby deals, and it's fouled back into the screen. Smith trying to square up his timing and drive 1. Sock Puppets lead it 1-0. Base is clear, 1 away, bottom of the 5th. Defense playing him straight up on a picture-perfect night in Burlington. The 1-2, foul tipped and just over the mitt of the backstop low liner. Now the count's 1-2. Smith gains his footing. Rests the bat over his right shoulder and now calls time. Takes a couple of signs from his third base coach, Rob Selna. Now digs in. Slaby to work quickly. He fires. And the 1-2 is grounded on the left side on a hop. Owens throws to first. It's in time. By a step and a half, he retires Smith, and 2 up, 2 down to start things in the bottom of the 5th. Owens has responded well after his error in the 3rd inning. A couple of putouts, and now the lineup card turns over. It's Chance Jennings. Time to try and ignite a 2-out rally. He singled his last time up. Right on right the matchup. Slaby winds and deals. A first pitch fastball misses down. Counts 1-0. Slaby brings it to his belt and sends the 1-0 home, and it's popped up out of play. Past the bleachers, down the right field line, into the parking lot, and the count's evened at a ball and a strike. Slaby, with his glove covering his face, turns and fires, and it's tapped foul. Jennings gets a piece of it, and the count's now 1-2. Couple of sinkers to start the at-bat off the right hand of Slaby. The offering, called strike 3, a breaking ball, finds the bottom rail, and That is 3 up, 3 down in the home half of the 5th. No hits, no runs, no errors. Nobody left on for the Sock Puppets. It is 5, 6, 7 due up for the River Riders, trying to even things in the top of the 6th. Ty Bradle returns to the hill on the other side. This is the home of Sock Puppets baseball. Welcome back. Top of the 6th here at Burlington Athletic Stadium. Game 1 of a 2-game set between the River Riders and Sock Puppets. Ty Bradle, the righty, returns to the hill for his 3rd inning of work out of the pen. He's set to deal to a trio of righties, starting with the designated hitter from BYU, Tua Wolfgram, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a flyout. The latter to left field his last time up. Bradle set just above the belt. Out of the windup, he deals. First pitch fastball called strike at the knees. Wolfgram entered this evening hitting .500 through 14 at-bats. He collected 7 hits, a couple of doubles. But Burlington's pitching staff has held him quiet tonight as he drives the 0-1 down the left field line. Rolling towards the wall, it's down for extra bases. Thornton fields and fires to the third baseman Krapinski, but without a throw, Wolfgram's into second with a feet-first slide. And that is how the leadoff man reaches in the top of the 6th. Still trying to record that first run of the game after the offensive onslaught that was 17 runs against Danville a night ago. An absolute thrashing of the Otterbots, a 16-run victory. In steps Jaden Lobliner, who's 1 for 2 with a single and a pop-out. With a runner in scoring position, Bradle from the belt, check second, and the runner takes off. The pitch outside and the throw down not in time. Plenty of speed from Wolfgram, and Smith didn't have much of a chance. A nice jump from the designated hitter, who did plenty of pinch running for the Cougars this past season. And you see why right there. Takes third, and now the tying run just 90 feet away in the top of the 6th. The 1-0 is tapped foul. A ball and a strike here, top of the 6th. Burlington with a 1-0 lead. River Riders still searching for that first run of the game. The 1-1 with nobody out. Another one fouled straight back into the screen. Bradle, after a first pitch ball, works himself ahead in the count with consecutive strikes. Now a chance to dance around the catcher Lobliner, the junior from San Diego. Out of the windup, Bradle kicks and fires. Just misses outside. Lobliner hitting .231 so far this summer. Both teams trying to pick up back-to-back wins for the first time this season. The 2-2. Swing and a miss. Bradle gets him on the changeup and records his 3rd punch-out of the evening, and it has the first retiree of the home half of the 6th. Nice response there after a leadoff double from Bradle, but the threat still resides just 90 feet away. But Jackson Berry. First pitch is lifted right side, hooking foul, and it's out of play. Bradle working quickly on the mound, having to receive a new ball from home plate umpire Cade Williamson. No balls, one strike. A runner on third. It's Wolf Graham who led off with the double and swiped third. Defense playing Berry straight up. The 0-1 pitch. Changeup misses downstairs. Berry singled in the second, struck out swinging in the fourth. That was against Bradle in the first matchup between the two. Bradle looking to replicate that result here. Out of the windup. And misses inside. Off the dirt, it bounces off the chest of Smith, but he pounces on it quickly with a bare hand. The 2-1 with one away in the top of the sixth. Wolf Graham is on third. Bradle kicks and fires. The pitch fouled back. Two balls, two strikes. Luke Donahue is on deck. He's 0 for 2 with a couple of strikeouts. Bradle shakes once at the backstop Smith, then nods. Comes set, goes home. Just misses downstairs. Burlington thought they had strike 3, but played umpire Cade Williamson calls it ball 3 instead. So the count runs full with one away. Berry, the freshman from East Tennessee State. The payoff forthcoming from Bradle, who collects himself and delivers. Hit on the ground, left side. Runner takes off. Poyoto Fields goes to first. It's in time, but Berry does his job. And Wolf Graham, after a leadoff double, has come around to score the River Riders' first run of the game. We are squared at 1 apiece in the top of the sixth. So in steps the righty left fielder, Luke Donahue, who has struck out swinging each of his 2 times up. The 6-foot, 180-pound rising freshman. He takes a first pitch fastball. It's outside, ball 1. The Sydney, Australia native was 3 for 5 with 2 RBIs yesterday. Now the 1-0 out of the windup from Bradle is a changeup that misses down and in. 2-0 the count. Tied at 1 here in the top of the sixth. Both bats quiet, but both pitching staffs have been a handful for those in the batter's box as the 2-0 misses downstairs. Count runs to 3-0 to Donahue, who has an open stance from the right side. The 3-0 he takes, and it's a called strike. Bradle battles back with a fastball. The 3-1 with the bases clear. Bradle kicks and deals. That one is hit in the air, right field. Jackson's in pursuit. It's down and off the wall for extra bases. Donahue takes a turn and will land on second. Standing up, so a 2-out double, and that is a couple of extra base knocks for the River Riders in the top of the sixth. Donahue's first hit of the game. And now the number 9 hitting third baseman Brady Thompson can dig in with a runner on and in scoring position. Elizabethton trying to take the lead for the first time today. We were scoreless through 3, but that was before the Sock Puppets finally broke the seal and scored 1 in the home half of the 4th. The River Riders have responded in the top of the 6th. After a sacrifice ground out off the bat of Jackson Berry, scored to a Wolf Grant. Right on left the matchup here to Brady Thompson. The righty Paradle deals. First pitch is line foul, out of play. Nothing and 1 the count, 2 outs. Lights are on here at Burlington Athletic Stadium. Sock Puppets trying to take game 1 of this 2-game set against the River Riders. We're back here at 7 o'clock tomorrow night. The 0-1 is on a line left side, and Thornton snags it at his shoulder for out number 3. So, 2 hits, 1 run, no errors in the field, and 1 runner left on base. We are squared at 1. We take it to the bottom of the 6th, and on the other side, it's 2-3-4. Krapinski, Thornton, and Merriweather, the minimum on the other side. This is the home of Sock Puppets Baseball. We return for the bottom of the 6th. Burlington trying to regain the advantage. We're tied 1-1. And it's the heart of the Sock Puppets order set to swing it, starting with the third baseman, Dom Krapinski, who taps the bat on his feet a couple of times before digging in the left side. We've got a new pitcher on the mound for... Check that. That is still Henry Slaby, and he deals a first pitch fastball that he sails over the head of the backstop. Low blinder for ball 1. So Slaby returns for his third inning, the 1-0. He goes back to the fastball, and Krapinski looks at it on the outside corner. This one a called strike. The base is clear out of the windup. Slaby kicks and fires. This is outside, 2-1 the count. As we look around the Appy League, Bluefield with a 7-0 lead on the Bristol State Liners, the 2-1. Swing and a miss. Count levels, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Couple of teams battling it out atop the Appy League. No team with a 4-1 or 5-0 record, but a few teams, 5 to be exact, with a 3-2 record as the 2-2 comes in. Called strike 3. Krapinski thought it was outside, but he gets rung up for the first out of the inning. And Slaby records his 5th strikeout of the night. So in steps Bromley Thornton, who has the Burlington's lone run. He singled to lead off the 4th, came around to score after a sacrifice fly from Dusty Vella, and he takes a hack at the first pitch and fouls it back. 0-1 to the left fielder Thornton. 1 for 2, the aforementioned single, and he popped out to the shortstop his first time up. Slaby turns and deals. This is outside. Kingston and Greenville in a 4-2 game in the bottom of the 5th. It is the Axemen with the lead. Out of the windup, Slaby. That one is a fly ball center field. In on it, Carl makes the play. One-handed squeeze for the second out of the inning. Back-to-back outs to start the third inning of work for Henry Slaby, and that is an optimal start for him. He went 3 up, 3 down in the fifth, and flirting with another perfect frame here in the sixth. Johnson City and Tri-State are in a high-scoring affair in the bottom of the fifth. It's the Doughboys with a 1-run advantage. It's 9-8 over the Colcats. Sock Puppets just split with Johnson City yesterday and the day prior down in Johnson City. The Doughboys suffered that 10-run defeat in Game 2 to the Sock Puppets. The first pitch comes into the lefty swinging DJ Merriweather, and he takes curveball down low, ball 1. Tri-State opened up the season with Elizabethton. Tri-State took 2 out of 3 and picked up an opening series victory. They are 3-2. Quick meeting between Jaden Lobliner and Henry Slaby, just making sure they're on the same page. Pretty common here in summer ball. A lot of these catchers seeing their pitchers for the first time as the pitch comes in. A called strike, count levels 1-1. The backstop's trying to avoid getting crossed up back there and keep the pitch in front of them. Out of the windup, Slaby, fastball. A heater that Merriweather looks at, and it's strike 2. The pitch. This is inside. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Merriweather 1 for 2. He singled and made it to third his last time up and flew out to the right fielder his first time up. Here's the offering, and that one's lifted out of play, left side. And into the concourse. Count remains squared at 2-2. Knotted up at 1, bottom of the 6th. Burlington opened up the scoring in the bottom of the 4th. Elizabethton responded in the top of the 6th. The 2-2. This is outside. A nice take from Merriweather. Count runs full. Base is clear. Preston Youcher is on deck. Right on left the matchup. Slaby deals, and Merriweather lines it up the middle down for a base hit. Merriweather's hot start continues this summer, and he has back-to-back base knocks and a 2-out single. Keeps things going here in the bottom of the 6th. Here's Preston Youcher doing the designated hitting tonight. He's 0 for 2 with a strikeout. 5'11", 210 pounds. Trying to keep this 2-out rally going. Merriweather off the bag at first. Out of the stretch, Slaby deals a first pitch breaking ball, and it misses beneath the bottom rail. 1-0 the count. Merriweather being held on over at first by Evans. He takes his secondary lead. Slaby doesn't check, just goes home. He holds a swing, and the appeal down to the base umpire, Nate Grant. He says he didn't go, and the count now 2-0. Slaby has passed his 45th pitch. This one will be his 47th of the evening. He comes up, shakes, nods, and delivers. Half swing, Youcher punches it to the right side. Barry to his left, makes the play. Throws on to first, it's in time. So the 2-out single is stranded. 1 hit, no runs, no errors in the field, and 1 runner left on base. To the top of the 2nd, we're through 6, but we don't have anyone on the high road. We're squared at 1. On the other side, it's the top of the order. Jordan Crosland, Josh Owens, and Eli Evans due up for the River Riders. Ty Bradle is ready to roll here in the top of the 7th. It's a 1-1 ball game between the River Riders and the Sock Puppets. We welcome you back to Burlington Athletic Stadium. Adam Hipsky here on hand as the River Riders looking to take their first lead of the game, and Bradle set to deal to the top of the lineup, starting with the right fielder from Maryland, Jordan Crosland. This will be Bradle's 4th inning of work. He toes the left side of the rubber, trying to keep this game knotted at 1 run apiece. Quick pause as the mid-inning entertainment still shuffling off of the field. But we're ready to go. Home plate umpire says, let's play ball, and in steps Jordan Crosland. Right on right, the matchup here with the bases clear and the defense playing him straight up. Out of the windup, Bradle kicks and fires. First pitch fastball, misses down and in. Crosland is 1 for 2, a single, 3 stolen bases, and a walk. The 1-0 is belted up the middle, down for a base hit. And Jordan Crosland, so dangerous as that leadoff man, hitting .529 this summer, and you see why. Leadoff man aboard, and this is where he is really at his most dangerous, is when he's on the bases. Each time he's been on, he has stolen a bag. One time he has stolen 2. In steps the lefty Josh Owens, grounded out to the second baseman his last time up. That was when he did face Bradle. Here's the pitch. Fastball dots the outer third, called strike. Nothing and 1 the count. Owens 0 for 2 with a strikeout and a walk. Right on left the matchup now. Crosland dancing off the bag. Bradle a quick check on him, and Crosland's in with a headfirst dive. Jack Fury loosening for the Sock Puppets. This is still just the second arm of the day for Burlington. Bradle relieving Gabe Magallon as Bradle the 0-1. Fastball misses down and away. Bradle trying to hold this game and keep it tied up. The 1-1. Fastball rides at the letters, 2-1. Owens, a draft prospect, just finished up his senior year of high school. Here's the 2-1. Crosland off the move. The pitch upstairs, the throw down. In time. Avery Smith cuts down Jordan Crosland for the first time today. And now there is nobody on and 1 out in the top of the 7th, still tied at 1. That is a college-level play made right there by the rising freshman Avery Smith. The 3-1, cut on and missed. See if Bradle can take that momentum after Smith throws out Crossland. As the 3-2 is popped up left side out of play. Count full to Owens, the 6'3", 185-pounder, hitting .421 this summer. He was 4 for 4 last night. The payoff pitch out of the windup. Bradle delivers. That one is lashed right side and on the ground and foul. Owens was a little early on the fastball. See if Bradle goes back to the four-seamer. He shakes his head at Smith, then comes set. Deep breath, out of the windup. Fastball misses high. Tough spot there, and Owens is awarded the free pass. In steps Eli Evans, the first baseman from East Tennessee State. 6-foot freshman. Swinging it from the right side, he's 1 for 3. Pop out and a ground out. Sandwich a single in the 3rd. First pitch, he swings and pops it up high into the lights. Left side, foul ground. Kropinski calls for it, and he makes the grab in foul territory for the 2nd out of the inning. One pitch is all it takes to retire Eli Evans, who now pops out to the 3rd baseman for the 2nd time tonight. And it is Caden Carltime who's hitting cleanup, but batting 0 for 3 today. But plenty of pop off the bat of the center fielder from Kansas State. Owens off the bag at first. He walked. Being held on by Merriweather. He's on the move. The pitch high. Smith trying to make it back-to-back. The throw down. It's hit time. Avery Smith says, I'll do it myself. And we are still knotted up at 1. 2 runners cut down from Smith. 1 hit, no runs. Nobody left on after Smith chops down Josh Owens. Nobody left on. We turn it to the bottom of the 7th. We'll stretch here in Burlington. I suggest you do the same. Dusty Vela, Jeter Poeto, and Zach Jackson to swing it on the other side. It's a duel between Ty Bradle and Henry Slaby, the first 2 out of the pen for each of their respective sides, and they're trying to deal it out to see who can take the lead. River Riders 1, Sock Puppets 1 into the bottom of the 7th, and it is 6-7-8 due up for Burlington, starting with Dusty Vela, who is 0 for 1, had a sacrifice fly that drove home Bromley Thornton, the game's first run, and Burlington's lone run. The first pitch from Slaby out of the windup Misses down low. And the count is 1-0. Vela struck out looking his first time up. And he takes outside for ball 2. Burlington trying to pick up back-to-back wins. Elizabethton trying to do the same. The 2-0. Called strike. Change up. Locates that outside corner. 2-1. Slaby kicks and fires. That one beneath the bottom rail. 3 balls, 1 strike with the bases clear. Vela, the 5'10 junior from Chico, California, hitting 190 this summer for Burlington. He swings at the 3-1 and lifts it out of play. Count runs full to the second baseman. Had 5 RBIs yesterday. He's got 1 today. Full count pitch here from Slaby, who shakes off a couple of pitches from the low bliner. Mitt covering his face. He turns, fires, and misses with a fastball outside. Leadoff man aboard. It's Dusty Vela, who walks and takes his free pass down the first base line. He is greeted there by first base coach Torrey Pettiford. And how much more you can ask for there if you are Burlington. Leadoff man aboard, and Jeter Poyeto, who is still trying to break out of a little bit of a slump here. 3 for 14 so far this season. He's 0 for 2 tonight. Crunch time now, though, bottom of the 7th. 1-1 game. Out of the stretch, Slaby goes home. Poyeto swings at the first pitch on a couple of hops to the third baseman Thompson. He goes to second for 1. The relay to first, not in time. So Poyeto reaches on a fielder's choice. Vela is removed from the base paths. 5-3 put out. And now Zach Jackson, who is still trying to make an impact here in Burlington, making his sock puppets debut. He is 0 for 2, a couple of backwards Ks. 1 in the 3rd and 1 in the 5th. The lefty swinging right fielder takes a long pause outside of the batter's box, now steps in. Right on left the matchup, Slaby takes a peek over his left shoulder. Poyeto, a base stealing threat there. The first pitch, he's on the move. The pitch gets in between the legs of Lobliner and kicks away. Poyeto around second. He takes off for third, and he's in without a throw. So a combination of heads-up base running from Jeter Poyeto and a little bit of a break there as the breaking ball slipped in between the wickets of Jaden Lobliner. And Poyeto goes corner to corner, and the go-ahead run now just 90 feet away. Want to know the count. Infield draws in. Toes on the grass. Out of the windup. Slaby goes home. Fastball misses inside at the knees. 2-0 the count. Action down that right field line in the River Riders bullpen. Slaby in his 4th inning with 1 away in a 1-1 ball game. Jackson swings and rolls it foul left side. Dribbled a couple of feet to the left of that foul line. Slaby receives a new ball. Takes a step off the mound. Now toes the left side of the slab. Hunches over. Presses the mitt against that left thigh. Now comes set just above the belt. He nods and delivers. Fastball misses high. Nice take from Jackson, and he's ahead in the count 3-1. Both teams picked up resounding wins a night ago. The 3-1. That one is lined right side. Crossland's in on it and makes a sliding grab, a heck of a play, but Poyeto is in safely. And Burlington, courtesy of a sacrifice fly by Zach Jackson in his Sock Puppets debut, gives Burlington a 2-1 lead in the bottom of the 7th. That was a nice swing put on that one by the right fielder, Zach Jackson. And with the bases now clear, it doesn't matter because Sock Puppets have a 1-run lead, and we are finally going to have a pitching change made. Out comes Jeremy Owens in his 5th season at the helm of the River Riders, and we will get you the next call out of the pen and all of the necessities on the other side. Burlington takes a 2-1 lead after Zach Jackson sacrifice fly scores Jeter Poyeto. In comes Josh Evans for the River Riders, and that means it is a pitching change, and it also looks like the visiting team needs some quality service today. Whether it's a busted AC or a bullpen in trouble, quality service today is always ready to deliver. Fast, friendly, and reliable, just like the arms we prefer out of our pen. Call or visit Quality Service today and get the service that you deserve. It's Josh Evans' time, the southpaw standing at 6'2", 185 pounds, the freshman from Georgia Tech, making his second appearance this season with the River Riders, and it is a season that, obviously is short, but 1 1/3, and he gave up just 1 run. So a 6.75 ERA, recorded 2 strikeouts out of his 4 outs that he did retire, and also a two-way player for Georgia Tech and for the River Riders, although just pitching here today, getting in his final warm-ups to Jaden Lobliner. He comes in with a 2-1 deficit in the bottom of the 7th after Zach Jackson brought home Jeter Poyeto, who reached on a fielder's choice. Sock Puppets trying to hold on to that lead. Jack Fury warming up to potentially try and close things down for the Sock Puppets. It's the number 9 hitting catcher, Avery Smith, who is 0 for 1, reached on an error in the 3rd and grounded out to the shortstop his last time up. Trying to start a 2-out rally. He's the first hitter to see Josh Evans, and it is a called strike. So with no runners on, that means that Henry Slaby's day is officially done. We'll give you his final line after the 0-1. Fastball misses inside. Ball and a strike. Slaby goes 3 2/3 after being the first call out of the pen, relieving Blake Holzhauser, who went 3 strong to start. Slaby gave up 3 hits, 2 runs, both were earned, 1 walk, and 5 strikeouts. Here's the 1-1 from the lefty Evans, and it is a called strike on the outer edge, and the count 1-2. The base is clear, 2 outs. Bottom of the 7th, the windup. That one hit up the middle and through for a base hit. Avery Smith gets his first knock of the night, and it comes with 2 outs, and it turns things over to Chance Jennings, who aims to keep it rolling in the bottom of the 7th. 99 miles an hour off the bat of Avery Smith. It's good to squeak through over that second base bag. Here's Chance Jennings, who's 1 for 3, a single and a strikeout. Certainly extra base speed and extra base power off that bat. Smith takes a modest lead off first, being held on by Evans. The lefty goes home, and he hits Jennings with the first pitch, who looks to be okay, just tosses his bat towards that third base dugout, and there are 2 on now with 2 away. Evans lets that one get away from him. Burlington trying to move to 4-2. Those efforts can certainly be in the driver's seat if Dom Krapinski can bring home Avery Smith and give the Sock Puppets a little bit of insurance. Smith singled, he's on second. Jennings was hit by a pitch, he's on first. A quick meeting between Lobliner and Evans to try and regroup here in the bottom of the 7th. Sock Puppets with a 2-1 lead. First pitch to Krapinski. He looks at a breaking ball that dives away, and the count is 1-0. Evans, a 4-pitch mix. Fastball, slider, sinker, and changeup. Fastball tops out at 94. The 1-0 bounces off the chest of Lobliner, and Smith takes off for third. Jennings is content with being on first. And so now the runners are on the corners with 2 away and a 2-0 count to Krapinski. The third baseman is 1 for 3, singled in the first, lined into a double play in the third, and struck out looking his last time up. That was in the 6th. And we're going to have a quick meeting here between the pitching coach, Josh Lucas, and his pitcher, Josh Evans. 2-0 the count, 2 away, bottom of the 7th. Burlington with a 2-1 advantage. We'll reset things for you here. The game scoring was opened up in the 4th inning after Dusty Vela brought home a sacrifice fly. That scored Bromley Thurton. River Riders responded in the top of the 6th, tied things at 1, and the Sock Puppets have regained the advantage after an RBI sacrifice fly off the bat of Zach Jackson. Here's the 2-0 right up the middle, and it bounces off Evans. It dribbles to the shortstop Owens. And is there interference on Jennings? Yes, they're going to give Jennings interference, and I don't know if that's the right call because that would have scored a run, and Jennings is pleading his case, and Anthony Asian is asking the base umpire, Nate Grant, to come talk things over. Jennings certainly collided with Owens, but he had the line to the bases. And from where we stand right now, the side is retired. Maybe a break by the River Riders. We'll see if they can capitalize in the top of the 8th. It is 5-6-7 due up on the other side. Into the 8th inning we go. It's Burlington with a 2-1 lead here inside Saukville, and Ty Bradle's day is done, and that day was phenomenal out of the pen. For the Sock Puppets, he relieved Gabe Magallon and went 4 innings, 5 hits, gave up just 1 run to stabilize things for Burlington, 1 walk and 3 strikeouts. He's in line for the win if Burlington can close things out. With the final score, it's 2-1, and in steps Jack Fury, the freshman from Duke, making his second appearance of the season. His first one left a little bit out there. 1 inning, 2 hits, 2 runs, both of which were earned, 2 walks, and 3 strikeouts. He is set to go to Caden Carl, Tua Wolfgram, and Jaden Lobliner. That's righty, righty, righty. Set to face the left hand of Jack Fury. Defense is playing him straight up to open things here in the 8th. First pitch. Fastball misses outside, ball 1. One ball, no strikes. Out of the windup. This is high. Rides over the glove of Smith. Defense remains the same for Burlington. No changes expected. A couple of guys banged up for the Sock Puppets. Caden Combs, Wade Shelley, and Brian Carruthers. As the 2-0 comes in, misses inside. Burlington trying to avoid giving up. Leadoff man aboard. That would be for the 3rd straight inning if Carl reaches here. The 3-0. Fastball called strike. Three balls, 1 strike with 2 outs, or with no outs, excuse me. Here in the top of the 8th. The 3-1 is skied to center field. Jennings looks, has a read, comes in to make the grab. The leadoff man is retired, so a nice job there working around a 3-0 count from Fury. He retires Carl, and there is 1 away. Top of the 8th, Burlington with a 2-1 lead. Trying to hang on and pick up the first win of this 2-game series. We're back here tomorrow night, 7 o'clock for Game 2. The River Riders enter today with a 2-3 record. Sock Puppets with the inverse at 3-2. The first pitch to the righty swinging designated hitter. Tua Wolfgram is outside, ball 1. Wolfgram 1 for 3, but his last time up did the damage. A leadoff double. He came around to score. The lone blemish on Ty Bradle's line. Here's the 1-0. Breaking ball misses outside. 2-0 the count now. Bases clear. Bottom of the 8th. We thank you for joining us here on this Wednesday night in Burlington. 2-0, called strike, paints the outer half. Count works to 2-1. Fieri into the night lights. Comes set at the belt, a deep breath. The lefty deals. Just misses outside. Count now 3-1. Fury, a 4-pitch mix, 4-seam fastball, slider, cutter, and changeup. We'll find out what he goes to here on the 3-1. Out of the windup. And it's a fastball that is fouled and out of play. Count runs full here in the top of the 8th. Wolf Graham put his best swing on a ball his last time up. Hitting .471 so far this summer for Elizabethton. Trying to fight back into this one. The 3-2 is tapped foul into the screen. Just like the River Riders, to Wolf Graham just trying to stay alive. Base is still clear, one away. Top of the 8th. Fury in his first inning of work. Grips that ball in the left hand. Gets his pitch from the backstop. Smith comes set, goes home, and another pitch fouled out of play. Into the netting, and Wolf Graham is making Fury work for it. Count remains full. Base is still clear. It's Jaden Lobliner on deck for the River Riders. Fury shakes off a couple of signs. Now comes together. The payoff. He takes, and it's inside for ball 4. Sock Puppet certainly thought that was strike 3, but a one-out walk to Wolf Graham. A nice spot there from Fury. Nothing to be ashamed of, but has to work around a little bit of traffic because that tying run is on base now, and the go-ahead run is to the plate, and every at-bat matters at this juncture. Top of the 8th, 1 out in a 1-run game, something that neither of these teams saw a night ago. First pitch to the righty swinging catcher Jaden Lobliner is a fastball on the outside corner, a called strike. River Riders dominated, 16-run victory. They took it 17-1 a night ago against Danville. Burlington put up 16 runs on 15 hits in a 10-run victory at Johnson City. But now both of these teams playing with their backs against the walls. Here's the 0-1, breaking ball and a beautiful pitch that freezes Lobliner, and he looks at it. Through 2 pitches, he's behind 0-2. Lobliner hitting .214 this season. He's 1 for 13 today. A strikeout his last time up. Wolf Graham off the bag at first, being held on by Merriweather. Here's the 0-2. Hit on the ground left side. On the backhand, Polito. He goes to second for 1. It's not in time, and he pulled Vela off the bag. So Vela, who tried to put himself into a game of twister, keeping his left foot on the bag and his right foot in an awkward position. He couldn't keep that left foot on the base, and Wolf Graham was bearing down on him, so a fielder's choice has Lobliner aboard. It seemed like the best play there might have been to go to first, but he took the short route, even though Wolf Graham had the lead. It wasn't in time, and now the first pitch to Jackson Berry. Misses outside, ball 1. 2 on, just 1 out. Here on the top of the 8th, Burlington trying to hang on to this 2-1 lead. Wolf Graham off the bag at second, not being held on. Lobliner off the bag at first, also nobody testing him. And the 1-0 misses outside. Berry 2 for 17 this season. Singled in the second, struck out in the 4th, grounded out to the shortstop in the 6th. First time seeing Jack Fury, the freshman lefty out of Duke. As the second baseman adjusts his batting gloves outside of the right-handed batter's box. Now he steps in, ready to face the 2-0. Fury takes a long look at second, now goes plateward, and misses outside. Count now 3-0. River Riders with just 1 run on 9 hits. 1 for 13 today with runners in scoring position. Here's the 3-0, and it misses outside. A 4-pitch walk to Jackson Berry, and the bases are loaded in the 8th. And Holden Craig is warming up for the Sock Puppets. And out comes Anthony Asian to talk things over with Jack Fury. So we'll step aside. Bases are loaded, 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th, and out comes manager Anthony Asian. We'll see if it's to relieve Jack Fury or to just talk things over. On the other side, it is Luke Donahue to swing it for the River Riders. Jack Fury's day is done, and it turns to Holden Craig in the bottom of the 8th with just a 1-run lead and the bases loaded. Craig making his second appearance so far this season. In his first one, it was in a loss to the Bluefield Ridge Runners. He went 2 2/3, 2 hits, 1 run. It was earned, 4 walks, and 3 strikeouts. He is set to deal to Luke Donahue after Jack Fury's day is completed. We'll get you his final line once it is final, but right now all 3 runners on the base paths are his responsibility. We'll reset things for you as Craig continues to fire his final warm-up pitches to the backstop Avery Smith. And it is worth noting that in that first game that Craig did pitch, it was with Avery Smith behind the dish. So a little bit of familiarity there, which is certainly a positive if you're looking at it from the Burlington side of things. Craig, a 3-pitch mix, 4-seam fastball, slider, and a changeup. The fastball that dances in the low 90s, and he'll deal it to the righty swinging left fielder, Luke Donahue. Tua Wolfgram is the tying run, and he is 90 feet away on third. Jaden Lobliner is across the way from Donahue on second. He reached courtesy of the fielder's choice. And Jackson Berry is on first. He singled. Donahue 1 for 3, couple of strikeouts and a double. Trying to give Elizabethton the lead for the first time today. Craig from the right side of the rubber. He'll deal out of the windup. Comes set at the belt. The first pitch is a fastball and a called strike. Donahue stared it down, and he's behind 0-1. 0-1 the count. Craig, 6'3", 225-pounder from Cal State Bakersfield. The pitch lifted out of play. Through 2 pitches, Craig works himself ahead, 0-2. Still one out. Middle infield playing him straight up just because it is the go-ahead run that's on second. Okay, giving up the tying run. Just trying to prevent this lead from slipping away. Here's the 0-2. Called strike three. Good morning, good afternoon, and good night. Luke Donahue goes down on 3 pitches. He stares at it, and he has been punched out for the 3rd time tonight. And most importantly for Burlington, there are 2 away in the top of the 8th. Bases still loaded for the River Riders. Here's Brady Thompson, who's also 1 for 3. Grounded out to the shortstop in the 2nd. Singled in the 4th and lined out to the left fielder. Put a good swing on the ball in the 6th. First pitch, he does swing at it and fouls it off the mask of Smith. 0-1. Craig trying to shut down the threat that the River Riders have provided. The 0-1. Out of the windup. Craig kicks and fires, and that's fouled back into the screen. Velocity that Elizabethton has not seen so far today. That fastball at 93. And the number 9 hitting third baseman, Brady Thompson, is behind 0-2 with the bases loaded and 2 outs. Craig shakes off one sign. Now comes home. And Thompson stays alive with a foul back above the netting. Count remains 0-2. Thompson stays alive. 4th pitcher of the day for Burlington. Gabe Magallon got the start. Ty Bradle relieved him. Jack Fury came in after a great day from Bradle. Now Craig trying to silence the River Riders. Here in the top of the 8th, 2-1 Sock Puppets lead. The 0-2 after a quick pause. Craig takes a deep breath and delivers the 0-2. Check swing. Did he go around? No, he didn't. And the count 1-2. First ball of the day from Holden Craig. Each of the 3 base runners take a few steps off the bag. Here's the 1-2. Craig deals. Check swing. Did he go around? No, he didn't. And the count 2-2. Sock Puppets dugout certainly thought that crossed the line. Nate Grant, who's positioned in between second and third base. So now the count 2-2 with 2 away and the bases loaded. Craig trying to work out of this jam. Entered the game with bases loaded and 1 out. Trying to escape. Here's the 2-2. Called strike 3. And Holden Craig is fired up, and rightfully so. Enters the game with bases loaded and 1 out. Sends down back-to-back River Riders courtesy of the backwards K. And Burlington hangs on to the 1-run lead. It's 2-1 into the bottom of the 8th. Top of the order due up for the Sock Puppets. 3-4-5 to try and pad the Burlington lead. It's 2-1 into the home half of the 8th. It starts with the righty swinging left fielder, Bromley Thornton, who is 1 for 3 with a single and a run. He's set to face Josh Evans in his second inning out of the pen, and first pitch is a fastball upstairs. Thornton takes. It's 1-0. Evans, the third arm today for the River Riders. So now Slaby's day is done. The 1-0. Hit on the ground, a couple of hops over to the shortstop. Owens, it's across to Evans in time by a step and a half for out number 1. Owens, the high school senior, has been very composed over there on the left side of the infield. 2-1 the count. Or 2-1 the score, rather, in the bottom of the 8th. In steps DJ Merriweather, who has singled on back-to-back trips to the plate. Lefty on lefty, the matchup here. First pitch, swinging into the left side. Similar spot for Owens, who fields on a couple of hops and throws on the first. It's in time. Back-to-back 6-3 putouts. And a good start for this frame off the left arm of Josh Evans. So here's Preston Youcher, who got off to a hot start this summer with Burlington, but the bat has certainly quieted down today. 0 for 3 with a strikeout. Not playing the field defensively. The first pitch, he has to back his way out of the box to avoid getting plunked with that one, and the count's 1-0. Base is clear, 2 out. Sock Puppets with a 2-1 lead, and another pitch right in on the knees of Youcher, and he had to dodge that one as well. 2 balls, no strikes. Every base open with 2 away out of the windup. Youcher swings and misses. Was behind on the fastball, and the count's 2-1. Dusty Vela is on deck. Here's the 2-1. Fastball outside. Count 3-1. Two outs. Youcher trying to be the first man aboard this inning. And he is after the 5-pitch walk. The DH is on for the first time today. We'll see if Burlington can bring him around to pad this 1-run advantage. Lefty on lefty here. It's Evans, who hunches over, keeps an eye on Youcher. But delivers home, and the first pitch is a fastball. Youcher takes off for second. Late, I think he thought it was getting away from him, and the tag's applied in plenty of time. So Youcher is cut down. Lobliner had to stretch to snag that one. It was somewhat of an errant pitch, but he recovered well and fired in time. Youcher's cut down. Chalk that one up to a little bit of lack of experience, and we turn it to the 9th inning as Holden Craig tries to close things out here in Burlington. It's the Sock Puppets with a 2-1 lead. This is the home of Sock Puppets baseball. Top of the ninth, Burlington trying to close things out here in game one of this two-game set, but it's not an easy task. Top of the order due up for the River Riders, starting with the righty swinging right fielder, Jordan Crossland, who collects himself outside of the batter's box, and he has had a phenomenal day and has really been a pain in the sock puppet side. 2 for 3 with a couple of singles. Craig returns to the hill. The righty shakes off a couple of pitches, a 3-pitch mix, and he steps off, and he's wanting to talk things over with Avery Smith. Signals might be getting a little lost in the lights here at Burlington Athletic Stadium. A picturesque night. Lights are on, and it is gorgeous outside and plenty of fans to take in. Game one of this two-game set. We're back here tomorrow night at 7 o'clock for game two between the River Riders and Sock Puppets. Burlington trying to take a 1-0 record into that game from this series. Out of the windup, the first pitch goes slider and misses downstairs. Crossland singled and stole 2 bases in the first, walked and stole a base in the third, grounded out to short in the fourth, and walked in the seventh, but was cut down trying to swipe second. The 1-0. He takes, and it's the right call. It's beneath the zone. 2-0. Defense playing Crossland straight up. It's righty, set to come to the plate for the River Riders. Craig kicks and delivers. Another breaking ball and another one that misses low. As you have to see the off speed from Craig. Plenty of fastballs in his first inning of work. Here's the 3-0. He goes fastball, and it's a called strike. Outside corner. Three balls, 1 strike with the bases clear. Top of the ninth, Sock Puppets trying to hang on to this 2-1 lead. Out of the windup, Craig deals slider, and it misses down. So leadoff man aboard, and that's exactly what Jordan Crossland can do. You have to be careful because plenty of speed to move into scoring position. We'll see how aggressive Elizabethton tries to play this, though, as he was thrown out his last time up. Craig will deal out of the stretch. Plenty of speed off the right hand of his to throw out. Crossland, first pitch, fastball misses down and in. One and 0. Here to the lefty swinging shortstop, Josh Owens. With Crossland off the bag at first. Craig goes home. It's another fastball, and it's another one that misses down and in. 2-0, so Craig, who had no trouble commanding the zone last inning when he entered out of the pen and recorded back-to-back strikeouts, and that's exactly what pitching coach Dave Schmidt sees. So he's going to take a walk out of that third base dugout and talk things over with his infield. We'll take a break on the other side. The tying run is on first for the River Riders. Craig trying to get out unscathed once again. We're back. Mound visit has concluded, and with a 2-0 count here to Josh Owens. Craig is set just above the belt and out of the stretch. He deals. And this time misses high. It's been primarily misses beneath the zone, but that one he just rode high at the letters, and now the count is 3-0. Not an aggressive lead at all off the first base bag by Jordan Crossland, trying to play it safe with nobody out. The 3-0. Called strike. Nice pitch by Craig, trying to battle back into the count. Owens is 0 for 2 with a couple of walks. Struck out in the third, grounded out to second in the fifth, and walked his last time up. Here is the 3-1. That one's hit on a line down the right field line and fouled out of play. Count runs full, so after facing a 3-0 count, Craig has fired back-to-back strikes. Full count, runner on first. That's Crossland. He walked. No outs, top of the ninth. Sock Puppets lead it 2-1. Craig nods and deals, and Owen stays alive and taps it back into the screen. Count remains 3-2. Burlington trying to take game one. Elizabethton has never led, but the tying run is on first. The payoff pitch from Craig out of the stretch. And it just misses inside. So Craig loses that battle, and back-to-back walks moves Crossland into scoring position, and Owens to first. Anthony Essien looks like he's going to allow Craig to continue to fight through this one. Hector Noriega is warming up down the left field line, but right now it's all Halden Craig. And in the right-handed batter's box, it's the first baseman, Eli Evans. 1 for 4 today. Single in the third. The first pitch. Hit on the ground, left side. Gloved by Krapinski, goes to second for 1, and it's past the glove and into right field, and in comes Crossland, and we are tied in the top of the ninth. So a rush throw by Krapinski, and that's an error, trying to go for 2 and get the double play instead of just cut down the lead runner, and it is costly because we are squared at 2 in the top of the ninth. So a couple of new signs coming from Avery Smith, trying to make sure his infield's on the same page with runners on the corners, and still nobody out. It's it's Evans on first, rather. It's Carl up to the plate. And the corners of the infield take a few steps in. 2-2 ball game. Caden Carl 0 for 4, first pitch. Fastball misses high, 1-0. Carl struck out his first 2 times to the plate, and he has flown out his last 2 trips to the dish. A chance to give the River Riders their first lead of the game. Here's the 1-0, and he hits it on a line. Left side, it's down for extra bases. Thornton has to chase it all the way off the wall. 1 run is in, and Evans puts on the brakes at third. So with no outs, a double off the bat of Caden Carl scores 1. And for the first time today, Elizabethton has the lead. That was pieced off the bat of Caden Carl, the center fielder from Kansas State. And Craig, who had all the momentum in the 8th, it has seemingly been reversed in the most dramatic fashion here in the 9th. Still no outs, and in steps Tua Wolfgram. With 2 in scoring position, and a single here could really open things up. Infield now drawn in. Craig set above the belt. Shakes off 1, now goes home. First pitch, breaking ball, misses outside. 1-0 the count. Right on right the matchup here to Wolfgram, who has reached his last 2 times up. It was a double in the 6th and a walk in the 8th. The 1-0. Fastball misses low. 2-0 the count. Sock Puppets trail 3-2. Trying to keep it at just a 1-run deficit. It is Vela, Poeto, and Jackson to swing it in the bottom of the 9th. Here's the 3-2. Swing and a miss. Check that. That was a 2-0 count. In a 3-2 game. Count's now 2-1. Wolfgram doing the designated hitting tonight. 3 RBIs so far this season. A chance to add a couple to that total. Here's the 2-1 from Craig. Fastball misses upstairs. Noriega continues to loosen for Burlington. But right now, it's the 29th pitch on the way from Holden Craig. Stares into the lights. Now comes set. Here's the 3-1. Fouled back, and the count runs full. Elizabethton holding its first lead of the game. It's 3-2. They've put up 2 so far in the top of the 9th. Infield still in, trying to prevent any further damage. Nobody out. Craig collects himself and goes home with the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss and a much-needed strikeout there off the right hand of Holden Craig. There is 1 away in the top of the 9th. Now it's the catcher, Jaden Lobliner, who is 1 for 4 with a single and a strikeout. Reached on a fielder's choice his last time up. 5'10" junior from San Diego. Craig nods, comes set. With 2 in scoring position and a 3-2 deficit. The pitch. Half swing, but he went through, and it's strike 1. A very hesitant hack from Lobliner, but Craig does his job, and it's 0-1. Noriega has sat down. Might be fully warm for the Sock Puppets. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss. Craig goes off speed and gets Lobliner to chase. Nothing into the count. Carl is on second. He singled. Evans is on third. He reached on an error. Lobliner lifts the bat over his right shoulder. Here's the 0-2. And he lifts it into shallow left field. Thornton's in on it, and back is Poeto. Thornton makes the grab, and it ricocheted off his hand, and Poeto was right there to grab it, and a little bit of a magic trick from the Sock Puppets, and I don't think they could have done that again if they rehearsed it 112 times, because Thornton came in, and that one just went in and out of his glove, and Poeto was right there to snag it. So some life back into this Burlington defense. Despite giving up 2 here in the top of the 9th, they still have 1 more to retire, and that is Jackson Berry, still with runners on second and third. Infield takes a few steps now, back now. And the first pitch, swing and a miss, fastball. Berry couldn't catch up to the heat, and the count's 0-1. Craig about to deal his 35th pitch of the evening. The 0-1 offering to the second baseman, Barry. Swing and a miss. Craig goes slider, and he's ahead 0-2. Craig has been dominant when he works himself ahead in the count, but a couple of leadoff walks put a halt to that momentum. Here's Craig from the belt with 2 on, the 0-2, and it bounces in the dirt and skips away from Smith, but down that third base line, and he chases Evans back to the base. Barry is 1 for 3, a walk, a strikeout, and an RBI. Walked his last time up. That was in the 8th inning. River Riders holding their first lead of the game. It's 3-2 in the top of the 9th with 2 away and a 1-2 count. Craig nods and offers into the lights. Called strike 3. We'll see if that's the boost that the Sock Puppets needed. 3 retirees in the row after Craig lets up 2. We go to the bottom of the 9th in Burlington with a deficit for the first time all evening. It's Vela, Poyeto, and Jackson to swing it in the home half of the 9th. This is the home of Sock Puppets Baseball. It's Ryan Bailey time for the River Riders, trying to close out a 3-2 win over the Sock Puppets. We're into the bottom of the 9th, and Bailey, the 6'1", 200-pound freshman from the University of Maryland. A chance here to give Elizabethton a victory in Game 1 of this 2-game set. Game 2 is tomorrow night back here in Burlington at 7 o'clock. We'll be right here. Hope you'll join us then. But right now, it's lefty, righty, lefty due up in the form of Dusty Vela, Jeter Poyeto, and Zach Jackson, trying to spark a 9th inning rally. Burlington comes to the dish for the first time today with a deficit after the River Riders plated 2 in the top half of the 9th. It's now the Puppets' chance to respond. Dusty Vela can do just that. He was 3 for 6 a night ago in Johnson City. He drove in the game's first run in the 4th inning with a sacrifice fly. But besides that, he is 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk. Here we go. The base is clear in the bottom of the 9th. It's do or die time for Burlington. And Bailey is set to go out of the windup. First pitch fastball. Misses downstairs, and the count's 1-0. Bailey working quickly, towing the left side of the rubber. He kicks, he deals. Vela swings at the fastball and knocks it foul right side. Fastball at 92 miles an hour jumps off the hand of Ryan Bailey, the 19-year-old from Blauvelt, New York. Vela collects himself and steps back in. Right on left the matchup, and Bailey deals. And Vela swings that one and misses. Actually got a piece of it foul, and it hopped off the right ankle of him, it looks like, and he's a bit shaken up. He's going to have to battle back here because he's in a 2-strike count against Ryan Bailey, who continues to deal. Elizabethton has been extremely solid defensively and especially on the mound. 3rd in the league in ERA. Held Danville to just 1 run a night ago. Here's the pitch, and it misses outside. A nice take from Vela. River Riders wanted strike 3, but Dusty Vela is ready to face the 2-2. This time the second baseman doesn't take a step out of the batter's box. He's set to battle. Bailey's set. He turns and fires. Vela stays alive. Lines it foul down the left side. Count remains level. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Vela, the leadoff man of this inning, trying to get aboard and turn it to Jeter Poyeto, who is on deck for Burlington. Base is clear, bottom of the 9th, 3-2 game. Out of the windup, Bailey goes home. Vela drives that one into right center field. Carl's into the gap and makes the play. So a nice piece by Dusty Vela, but it doesn't matter because the leadoff man is retired, and now it's Jeter Poyeto's chance to try and get things going with 1 away. Poyeto really did just that in the 7th inning, started to wreak havoc. Reached on a fielder's choice in the 7th. Went corner to corner after an error by the River Riders, and then came home after the sacrifice fly. If they can replicate that, it would tie things up. Here's the first pitch to Poyeto. He takes a breaking ball, and it misses down low. Bailey in line for the win if they hold on. 4-pitch mix. Fastball, slider, changeup, and sinker for the righty from Maryland. Here's the 1-0. He goes sinker, and it misses once again downstairs. Poyeto ahead in the count, 2-0. Zach Jackson in his Burlington debut is on deck. He drove a run in his last time up. The 2-0 out of the windup. Fastball misses outside. Poyeto ahead 3-0. Looks down the third base line and digs back in. The tying run at the plate for Burlington. The 3-0. Fastball right down the pipe, and it's a called strike. Sock Puppets down by 1. Trying for some 9th inning magic. Here's the 3-1. Poyeto swings and fouls it out of play. Bailey has battled back. It's a full count here in the bottom of the 9th. Game 1 between the River Riders and the Sock Puppets. Each side trying to win consecutive games for the first time in 2025. The payoff pitch. Bailey turns, fires, and Poyeto lifts that one into shallow right field. Crossland's in on it, into the lights. Lost it for a second, but quickly catches up and makes the grab right above that left shoulder, and there are now 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th. A nice battle there from Bailey after being behind the count 3-0. Made it a much more competitive at-bat with Poyeto, and now it's Zach Jackson's chance to try and keep this game alive. Defense playing the lefty straight up with 2 outs. The first pitch, called strike. And 1 the count. Right on left the matchup. Bailey trying to shut it down in game 1. Out of the windup. Jackson, a dribbler to the pitcher, Bailey. He loses it for a second, and he is on. So a tough play there to make off the mound for Bailey, but that might be all that the Sock Puppets need with 2 outs. Plenty of speed on the base paths of Zach Jackson. And now Avery Smith steps in. This is a base-stealing threat on first, and I have no doubt that Anthony Essien will try and move Jackson around, especially to second, to just try and push this one into scoring position. Smith singled his last time up. He's 1 for 3 today. The first pitch, he swings and misses. An off-speed that Smith was not caught up on. And here is the 0-1. Jackson being held on by Evans at first. The pitch in the dirt, and Jackson takes off for second, and he's in safely with a head-first dive. The count's 1-1, and Burlington has the tying run in scoring position. Burlington trying to force this one into extra innings after giving up the lead that it's held all game. A ball and a strike, right on right the matchup. Bailey checks second and out of the stretch. Delivers a fastball and it misses outside, 2-1. Jaden Lobliner, the catcher, didn't like that call. Can't blame him at this point in the game. Every pitch is the game. Here's the 2-1. This is outside, and a hitter's count now to Smith. It's 3-1. And the umpire is holding up 2 strikes on his right hand, but it is not a 2-strike count. It is almost certainly a 3-1 count. Let's hope it doesn't come back to cost the Sock Puppets. Here's the 3-1, and it misses outside. So with first base open, they pitch around Smith. Which is all fair, but now the lineup card turns to the leadoff man, Chance Jennings. And a dangerous hitter, the sophomore from Winthrop. And Lobliner and Bailey are going to talk things over, as well as a mound visit is coming from Josh Lucas. If you're just joining us, first off, thank you, but right now, no time for any of those because we've got bottom of the 9th, 2 outs. River Riders with a 3-2 lead. They're going to stick with Bailey here. He'll deal to the righty Jennings. It was a scoreless first 3 frames, but Burlington finally opened it up in the bottom of the 4th off of an RBI sacrifice fly from Dusty Vela. River Riders struck back in the top of the 6th, tied it up at 1. Burlington regained the lead in the bottom of the 7th after Zach Jackson hit a sacrifice fly. He's on second base currently, and the River Riders have dominated the top of the 9th. It is 3-2, and that is where we stand. Mound visit breaks. We're set to go. Right on right the matchup. Bailey versus Jennings. A base hit could tie things up. The defense plays the center fielder straight up. Jennings 1 for 3. He was hit by a pitch his last time to the dish. The first pitch, he swings and drives it left side. It's into left field. Jackson gets the wave around third. The throw is not in time, and it's over the head, but the cutoff man is there. And a 2-out RBI single, and we are tied. Jennings takes second off the throw, and Avery Smith moves to third on the throw as well. And with 2 outs, Dom Krapinski can end this ball game right here in the bottom of the 9th. And this crowd is certainly into it because right now we are back squared at 3 apiece. It's Smith at third. He walked, and Jennings on second. He singled. 2 outs, bottom of the 9th. Squared at 3. The pitch inside. Krapinski takes. It's ball 1. go-ahead run just 90 feet away. It can end things. The 1-0. Hit on the ground, right side. Barry on the backhand. He goes to first. It's not in time. Burlington wins. Kropinski beats out the throw. The error by Barry, and the Sock Puppets take game one 4-3 off of a walk-off error by Jackson Barry. Kropinski, the hero. Burlington mobs him in shallow right field. And the Sock Puppets are 4-2. What a way to finish. Burlington, after losing the lead in the top of the ninth, storms back. First two men on were retired. It was Dusty Vela and Jeter Poyeto, a couple of flyouts, but a two-out infield dribbler single that Zach Jackson beat out was all that Burlington needed. A walk from Avery Smith, couple of runners on the move, and back-to-back balls put in play by Chance Jennings and Dom Kropinski, the difference in this one. What a battle, and how lucky are we that we get to see these two teams go at it again tomorrow night at 7. But the River Riders look for a split. Burlington looks for the two-game sweep. All right, we'll end things for you here on this note. River Riders played 3 runs with 10 hits and an error. Burlington goes for 4 runs. That last one off the bat of Dom Kropinski, 10 hits and 1 error. Catch your breath, folks, because the Sock Puppets have won back-to-back games for the first time in 2025. That does it here from Burlington Athletic Stadium. We hope you join us tomorrow night for Game 2 of this 2-game set. River Riders and Sock Puppets duel tomorrow right here under these same lights. For Adam Hipsky, that'll do it. This has been a presentation of Burlington Sock Puppets Baseball. We'll talk to you tomorrow night here in Burlington.